The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Chinese, leave it to the Chinese, man. They always have the coolest stuff. This is the latest drone firefighter kind of deal. Check this out. To me, Lummy, it looks like they need to make the tanker a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a lot bigger, yeah.
That thing would run out.
You need a fire hydrant
That
next
thing
to
would
it.
run out.
Do you think Chinese firefighters are in demand like American firefighters? Like, do you think there's a Chinese firefighters calendar?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Man. Dan lays down a juicy rule, right? I mean, like 34 seconds before we go to air, and Dan lays down this juicy rule. I don't want anybody talking about this particular topic. And we're like, okay. But man, that's a pretty juicy story. Story that none of us knew about. Story that none of us even knew existed. That this world that we are not... A story like, Lemmy, we didn't even know this world that he's talking about existed. Like,
no, he just brought it to our attention.
None of us know about any of it. And then Dan goes, I just want to tell you right now, we're not talking about this and this and this and this and this. And me and Seth are like, oh, man, that sounds real juicy. How do you do that, Dan? Like, I mean, how do you tell us, we're like a bunch of piranhas over here just looking for stuff to talk about, especially inner turmoil. And you're like, not talking about this.
I have good news, though.
What?
I think Tuesday of next week I can do the show with you. The daytime? You could do like 10 to 1 or 11 to 2?
Yeah, something like that, sure.
I should be able to jump in on that Tuesday show.
Okay, perfect.
And then actually, I may actually be able to, give some news at that time.
Give some news with regards to what?
Me!
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's a tease.
I know what that news is.
Do you?
So, of course, I'll whisper it to you during the break. Lummy, I'm going to do a quick break because I'm tired of always fighting that last hour. By the way, welcome Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Today, after the show, a Clem Kush is promised. Had a lovely lunch with your brother yesterday, Jay.
Yeah, how did that go?
Oh, it went great.
Do you want to do it?
It just, well.
It's logistical.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of moving parts.
Well, that and it's one of the things the guy wants me to do is the weekend of BARP. And that's sacred. Like I can't, So anyway, but we're going to do some stuff together.
He's a great guy.
Oh, he is a good guy. You doctors, this guy's a doctor. And that Jay introduced me to, and he, by the way, he's big Bubba Army. He's huge Bubba Army.
I've listened for years.
Listened for years, and continues to watch us on YouTube daily. And this is a big. Let me just tell you this, and Dan will probably be able to agree with me. He's a doctor that doesn't have to be a doctor anymore because he invented a certain way, a certain medical procedure or instrument. He developed a certain instrument that is for a certain type of surgery that simplifies it, tremendously. And big pharma, or I'm saying big medical device bought him out, and he's retired now and is so rich that he can buy a jet and race cars. That you're rich when you can buy a jet and race cars.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And his focus is on a part of the body that's so obscure that no one ever thinks about. It's like the stepchild organ of the entire body. And it was one of those things like in medical school, you're like, yeah, okay, next. It's like literally like it's not even a paragraph on that
right.
on that organ.
And he invented a tool, if you will.
And he is literally the world's authority on it.
Yeah, but it's funny to see like. He kind of has the same swagger you do. So I think it's a doctor thing. I think doctors have like these really confident swaggers about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
When we were growing up and in school, the smartest guys weren't trying to be influencers; they were trying to be doctors.
Right. And to be, you got to have just a certain amount of swagger. And I've asked Dan this many a times, like in order to make that first cut on a real live human, like you just got to have a certain something that most of us don't have. If I had a body laying there and I had to make that first cut, I'd be a nervous wreck. So I think you got to have that, and obviously he has it, you have it. He's retired now. You would probably love to be in his situation right now.
Oh yeah,
hold on, that's right down your power alley. Buying jets and race cars and trying to find friends that want to participate in either. Right?
Yep.
So anyway,
I applaud his lifestyle.
Had lunch at Union, Lummy.
Nice.
Although I walked in basketball shorts and a Bubba Army shirt, and it's real fancy there.
Oh yeah.
And Jeff Chiragante gives me a big hug, and I says, "Hey Jeff, I'm way underdressed." He goes, "Listen, you can wear whatever you want here, buddy. But I will tell you, even at lunch, that place gets busy, and there are some hot chicks over there." Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, today, Trump, stories that I promise that I'm going to get to. And I'm going to have a whole bunch of more other stories I get to, but I promise that I'm going to get into Trump. Trump was real meltdowny yesterday. He melted down on a reporter. He melted down on 60 Minutes for having Marjorie Taylor on the air. To me, he needs to chill out.
He just maybe needs a nap.
He needs to
take a week off. Just go to the beach and chill.
Now he's all mad at CBS, for putting the 60. Now he's trying to control 60 Minutes. Come on, Donald. You may not have liked what they said or how they interviewed Marjorie Taylor Greene, but you can't tell people on who. Chill out. And then this reporter asked him a question about the Venezuelan, drug, that were blowing up the boats and stuff. And he calls her I just got to tell you, the most obnoxious. When you're turning reporters' stupid questions around on them, I don't know of any president that's ever done that. They just kind of move on and take mental note that this particular reporter is kind of stupid, and they may, avoid questions from them moving forward. I don't know, man. Somebody needs to talk to him.
George Bush never did that, but I think Reagan did that a little bit. I think he was a little bit of a smartass. If you got dumb questions, he would throw it back a little bit.
Well, that probably wasn't the best question there, Rhonda.
He was a funny guy.
But it was far more. It was far more,
eloquent. Yes, absolutely. He was a statesman. And Trump is disruptive, but sometimes, Bubba, even though everyone keeps bitching about Trump's style, I mean, he's done a lot that no one else has had the testicles to do.
I agree, but you don't have to tell people, and you don't have to be just having a meltdown every day over networks and who they cover.
He gets caught up in the weeds.
Yeah,
and it's a shame because it distracts from what I think because he's done some great things and he's done some
but he's going to tell you all the great things he's done.
Well, no one else is saying it.
The Christy Nome was in Tampa yesterday, handed out $10,000 checks to the TSA officers that continued to work during the shutdown. I like that. Jimmy Kimmel gets a year extension on his deal.
Whoa.
I have a Simon Investigations update. The Netflix Warner Brothers acquisition is really turning into a crap show. It is now Trump's involved, and he's sending his son-in-law or whoever. It's
Jared Kushner got involved.
Yeah, it's now Netflix is been supposedly pushed out, and Paramount's coming in. It's just an absolute crap show. The Colts are bringing in Phillip Rivers, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. to potentially be the backup, or I would say Seth, he'll be a backup just enough to get the rust off, and then they throw him right in there. Don't you say?
I mean, there's nobody to back up. Everybody's hurt. Daniel Jones is out for the year. Riley Leonard's hurt. Anthony Richardson's on IR. So, they'd fast track Phillip Rivers, who's a grandfather, by the way.
Yeah.
He's officially a grandfather.
He's got like 10 kids, too.
44, yeah.
And then,
These guys are so narcissistic that they have 10 kids. It's a little narcissistic, don't you think?
He's like he's like an old like North Carolina state, like
but he got out of the league, man. He got out of the league when he was 30, didn't he?
No. He got out of the league like 2 years ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was just sort of a backup guy,
You're
right?
thinking of the guy from the Colts.
I was talking about Andrew Luck. Yeah, I was talking about Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Andrew Luck retired like at 31. He's like, I've already made $100 million. I drive a used pickup truck. This is more money than my family would ever be able to spend. I'm not crippled. I'm out. And remember, like, he was really a good. I mean, he was good.
Yeah.
And he got out. So anyway, and then the barp rings are officially done. I've showed them to everybody except Seth.
They're nice.
I'll show Seth during the hot mic segment, and we'll be back after these words.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
It's a 3X.
Yeah, what was last year's?
6.
That much? Is there a 4 and a 5?
What's that?
Is there a 4 and a 5X?
Yes.
It's still kind of heavy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very, like, here's the thing about it, like, it's very, here, look, like, you can wear it, and it not, look fucking like you got a pair of brass knuckles on. So they're so ready to go. Awesome. Merch Crick is boxing back today, because you got to buy the boxes and the rings separately. They charge it for the boxes.
That's me to do it, though.
So,
Annoying already. Alright, we're over here. I'll just show it so we can see what we're referring to. I never said that, so. Sorry. Bob Cook, Jason Dembski.
Bob Cook.
Bud Hutchison, Kenny Powers, Jay Yandel. Steve Richard Gore, Balsali Yinzer. Loda Perez, T. Roy, 75. Rick James. What's up, Carly Hall? Dan Van, good morning. 305. Chicken Live, fuck you. Hope I'm saying your name. Favorite Walden. Roderick. Jeffrey. Richard. Cash. Big Bug. T-Roy. What's up, Greg D2? No Yoke. Snooks Lair.
Did you see Tim Pool might have to stop his broadcasting because he can't afford security anymore?
What?
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me?
Sure.
Or should I just Google it?
I can send it. I didn't.
Yeah, just Google it, bitch. I hate when people say that. Shove it up. Fan in Orlando Tiger. No. Let's do pickle can.
What's up, Cash?
I will tell you, man, his compound to get in, Seth, has it's unfucking believable.
That's it.
I got this from Instagram right here. I mean, if this is...
Live now from Fox, and we are following a developing story that we have been tracking here for a little more than 24 hours after a shooting. Gunshots fired there at the home of Tim Pool, who, of course, is known as a big political commentator with millions upon millions of fans on different social media platforms. Now, I do want to start from the beginning here because we heard from Pool on social media Saturday as he gave the initial information, saying a vehicle approached opened fire.
Okay.
No one was.
I'll use yours instead of theirs, obviously.
I know I had.
Building profanity delay, please stand by. Per FCC regulations, this program is on a 40-second delay. Building profanity delay, please stand by.
Whether you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Sunbelt Rentals is committed to making it easy to get the tools and equipment you need. With a vast network of locations across the U.S. and Canada, no one brings more yes to your project. Our broad inventory and dedicated team of experts makes equipment rental absolutely available, positively reliable, and unquestionably easy. Visit sunbeltrentals.com to reserve your equipment or find a location near you.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Jimmy Kimmel. They're making a big deal out of it. Really, I mean, I'm happy for him. But they're basically just gave him a 1-year extension. I mean, big whoop. He was supposed to, I think his contract ran through May of 2026, and they extended him a year.
Well, I think the the Trump rub helped his numbers enough that they may have been able to justify it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be interesting. I don't know if the financial parameters will ever be released. Maybe he had to take less money. But here's the report.
Great news for our friend and colleague Jimmy Kimmel, the late night star, has signed a 1-year contract extension that will keep him on ABC until at least May of 2027. Kimmel has been hosting a show on ABC since 2003 and is one of the longest-running late-night hosts in TV history. He has also hosted the Academy Awards and the reboot Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can watch Jimmy Kimmel live weeknights at 11:35 right here on Channel 7 right after Eyewitness News.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you, my friend.
He makes fun of that little Mexican guy all the time, doesn't he? Isn't that like his
little security guy? His little
that's his little dig
punching
dog.
mat.
That's his little dig dog.
Yeah. Catcher's mitt.
The Indianapolis Colts got out to such a fast start this season. They seemed like they were
Who's this little hottie reporter?
I don't know, man, but she's cute.
I love hot chicks that know about sports. Now, a lot of times they'll use the hotness and just to get them in front of the camera because they know us guys that like sports are thirsty. But this one looks like she might know a little something.
the playoffs. Now, as we just saw, they're on the outside looking in, and so will their quarterback, Daniel Jones, who ruptured his Achilles against the Jags. That was a tough loss for them. So are they, Indianapolis, are they looking to add a quarterback now to their roster?
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts are looking to add a quarterback, and I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to believe it, but I promise it is absolutely true. Sources tell me and Mike Garafolo, Phillip Rivers, age 44, is coming in to work out with the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. the former...
I got to think you're 44. You've stayed in pretty good shape.
Healthy, not injured, haven't done 4 months of football, kicking your ass.
Haven't in like 4 years of football. Your body has probably completely repaired itself from any, contusions and whatever the hell. Your body has got a chance to completely reboot itself. The skill set that it takes to be an NFL quarterback is much like riding a bike a little bit, in the fact that, like, you don't probably lose the knowledge on how to pick up defenses, the things that you were in the league so long for that you were good. And listen, arguably, he was a very good quarterback when he was in the league.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean, so like...
But don't you here's the things that do happen when you get a little older. Your reaction time slows a little bit, your speed slows a little bit, and it takes longer to get better. Starting this late in the season, the third thing is irrelevant.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Right, you're exactly. But your football IQ
is still the same.
Doesn't deteriorate. And, that's probably better than some, rookie that you're picking up that's never played a down of football, of NFL football.
I agree, Bubba. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, not because he was a good quarterback, because he didn't make a lot of mistakes.
Well, yeah, and he had an unbelievable defense.
He had an unbelievable defense, and he had a good football IQ. He's a smart guy. He wasn't a great athlete, but he's a smart guy.
They went into Trent and said, Trent, you don't got to win the game. You just don't have to lose the game.
Exactly.
No, we don't need you to throw for 410 yards and 4 TDs. We just need you not to throw 3 interceptions.
Right.
That's it. Mm-hmm. But hand the ball off. Ray Lewis is going to kill everybody else on the entire field.
Yeah, and that's what the Colts have. They have a good running back, good wide receivers, and a good tight end. So.
Right, and a decent defense.
Just plug and play. Just don't make mistakes.
Colts got out to such a fast start.
Hold on.
Is coming into workout with the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. The former high school coach in Alabama, the potential Hall of Famer, who just had his number retired by his original team, the Chargers, is going to work out with the Indianapolis Colts.
What a great story if he would come in and take them to the playoffs, because aren't they right there on the precipice? Aren't on the precipice of that? They came out to a real hot start. I mean, they were really
7-1,
and then they've had quarterback issues, and what are they now? 8-3? I don't know what the hell they are.
4.
But I mean, what a great story! Phillip Rivers comes back in and takes the Colts to deep into the playoffs
tomorrow. Now for the Colts,
8-5.
this does make sense. I know what you're going to say. He's old. Yes, he's not that old. He's about my age, but he is old in NFL terms. It's just a workout.
Tom Brady was 45 when he won his Super Bowl with the Bucs?
No, he was like 42, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was 45 when he retired.
40, okay, all right. So his last Super Bowl they hung on him was 42-ish.
Yeah,
he's going to come in. He's going to throw. He's going to run around. We'll see what kind of shape he is.
He's going to throw and run around. He's going to nail both of those. Right? Yeah. How do you not nail both of those? You're going to throw and run around. So anyway, Phillip Rivers. I mean, I think that's a great call.
I'm just glad we got past the point of asking why not Kaepernick whenever somebody needs a quarterback now,
or Sanchez.
Thank God, no Kaepernick.
Yes,
100% right on that, Seth. I'm glad that we've timed. It seems like we've timed out of that now. And
he hasn't played in like 9 years. It was, when people were asking for him to come back in the league after he hadn't played in 3, I thought that was a stretch.
Well, then when the league had a mandated Colin Kaepernick tryout, right, with a whole bunch of effery, and he wears a Kunta Kinte shirt during the tryout after changing the location in the 11th hour, and what was supposed to be 13 teams that were, I guess, politely asked to be there, got fed up, and I think 4 or 5 showed up, and it did. And he listen, and he could have very well at that time had the skill set to be a backup guy. But wasn't he also, Seth, being real much of a prima donna, saying, "Don't sign me if I'm going to be a backup because I'm not a backup guy"? I think that was one of the things that came with his with his arrogance. Yeah.
Big day for some TSA agents at TPA.
I really like this move.
Hey, Bubba, before we go to this real fast, just to go back on the other thing, you said that girl that knows a lot of sports is really sexy to you. So would you rather see a girl that knew a lot about sports, or was a car girl, or like a construction girl, or just a really smart girl? Which of those 4 is like your like fantasy type girl?
Oh, I don't even know what you just asked.
Okay. You said, I like when hot chicks know sports. But do you prefer when hot chicks know sports versus knowing cars and racing? Versus like a construction worker that can like build a house and run a skid steer? Or versus like a really, really smart girl that just knows just common knowledge?
I really don't know if any of those women exist, to be honest with you.
They all exist. There's only a couple, but they exist.
Yeah. I don't really pay attention to their skill set. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I would I'd rather have a hot chick that was well-rounded and let me, like, I don't know.
Did you play motorboat?
I don't know if I really necessarily would want to be with a hot chick that knew a lot about sports, because she would one-up me on sports, because I'm pretty good on sports, but I don't know some stuff. And I would be talking about sports, and then she'd butt in and be like, I'd be completely wrong, and she'd be right because she's better at sports than me. So I don't want a chick that's better at cars than me, or better. I'll tell you who knows a lot about cars is the merch crick. She knows a lot about cars. But, as far as body types and years and things like that, she's really a Mustang expert. She knows a lot about Mustangs, but I don't really care for Mustangs too much. Sorry, Mach. Yours is an exception.
His is cool as cool as S. But Seth, what would you think on that? What kind of girl would you rather? What would be like more like mesmerizing?
Why is
for you?
Dan bringing up these stupid topics all of a sudden?
Because you brought it up. I love chicks that know sports. I love a hot chick that knows sports. You brought it up, and I was trying to
No, I mean, let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
I like hot chicks that know sports that are on TV. I'm not. I don't have any. I don't have any aspirations to date them, nor any chance. So I'm
all about taking an interest. If it's okay if you don't know anything, but if you take an interest in sports. Like Phoebe was watching the Bears game with me on Sunday, making small talk about Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Like actually right when they were playing, it's like the small talk before or after the game. But
you know what? I had the same problem. Erica was sitting down with me, and she starts small talking me about the Packers. I'm like, listen, you know what? Me having to answer these questions is taking me from the game.
Oh, well, I didn't yell at my wife. I just
did.
let it. Yeah,
I didn't yell at her. I just made a strong suggestion. I just said, hey, listen, stop. She's wanting to show me videos of this, all kinds of different things, and I'm like, listen, you're blocking the screen. It's 3rd and 8 right now. This is a situation.
That's why deep down I was rooting for the Packers, because I know it means good things for the merge crick that night.
That's really kind of you, Seth.
Like she won't have to get locked in her cage.
She gets 2 Cheerios.
Christine Nome, I really like this, that the government, our government is earmarking and taking aside, or taking money, and paying these people that came to work during this governmental shutdown and giving them $10,000 bonuses. I really like that a lot.
It was a big day for some TSA agents at TPA. The Homeland Security Secretary was at the airport today to thank those who worked through the 6-week government shutdown. As Fox 13's Evan Axelbank tells us now, they're getting some big bonuses.
The 6-week government shutdown was more than a political football for TSA agents. It threatened their financial security.
You get up and you're like, okay, you're not going to get paid. You just got to do what you got to do.
Felice Barker was one of 25 TPA TSA agents who was personally handed her bonus check from the boss herself. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem offered the $10,000 bonuses to any agents who work through the 43-day shutdown, no matter how it affected their finances. Supervisors are selecting those who will get the bonuses.
We did an oath for TSA, so our commitment comes first, so we just postponing everything for a little bit didn't really make a difference.
The Homeland Security Secretary says the money is being rolled over from the previous year's operating budget. It's unclear as to how many agents across Tampa Bay's airports or around the country will get the bonuses, but Secretary Noem says there will be many.
I will tell you, man, she is hot. I don't know.
She's old too.
I don't know what she looks like right out of bed.
Yeah, but does anybody look good out of bed?
Yeah, we do. Us guys. I mean, if you brush our teeth and do our hair a little bit, we're ready to go. Some bitches, they got to put on the lashes. They got to put on. That's the biggest misconception I think that we have, is that we're
some sort of a hot item, when we get out of bed or just us walking around.
We're just as gross as you think they are.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
Really?
We got sleepies in our eyes. We got dirty ass. I mean, come on, it's gross. How many wigs on that stage?
I take a shower before bed, so my ass is not dirty when I wake up.
That's good. That's civilized.
These inspire me every day. That's why we have these press conferences, is so that the American people can truly understand the people that serve at TSA.
Many agents around the country reportedly took on part-time jobs as the shutdown wore on and the reality of bills hit.
You always got porn and DoorDash. You always got those two.
Even harder. Several agents here
It's
said
just how far you want to push the envelope.
How many wigs do you think on that stage?
Oh, I don't think any.
Wigs? I count at least 3.
I'm not going to insult any TSA agent
Jesus,
out of
Dan,
TPA.
you are running really hot today.
Am I?
That excursion you had last night is really got you really like, you're running like 240 pushing water ready to blow at any minute.
They took advantage.
We got some TSA guys from Tampa that listen to the show.
Yeah,
I love
Bubba
TSA
Army.
guys. I don't think they're wearing wigs.
But like okay, in this shot, your topic is even stupid in the fact that like, who's got a wig there?
None of those people.
Okay, well that's
especially the tall guy in the middle.
That's the shot that you just told me to.
They've been painting that stage for 5 different shots.
Okay, but Dan,
okay.
you said how many wigs are on that stage?
Well, that's a quarter of the stage.
That's a new game, Sweep of the Nation, or how many wigs are on the stage. Let's count, Bubba. Let's count.
Hold on. Okay. All right, Dan. We're going to start from the very far left of the stage. Right now, I see 0 wigs.
Look at this kid and play looking guy. That's not real.
That's like a Steve Harvey top.
You think this is a wig?
Nope.
You think that's a wig?
Nope. That's just kid and play.
Okay. You think that's a wig?
No.
Okay. Is that a wig?
I don't think that one is.
Is that a wig?
No, it's not a toupee.
All right.
Several agents here said they took advantage of programs offered by TPA to help with elections.
I'm going to stop it again. Is that a wig?
No,
that's not a wig. We've determined that.
No,
that's not a wig.
I don't think so.
That's not a wig.
Maybe.
No, that's pulled back in a bun, and you can see the hairline. That's obviously not a wig. That's not a wig.
Well, Christy Nome's got one. Count that.
Electric
I was
bill.
counting hers.
All right, so the answer is 1.
Social services.
3 at least.
Abby Ingley had to rely on food banks for the first time.
I was just very grateful that we did have the resources.
You got enough money to have Invisaligns.
Food bank, and we were able to still get fed. Even the airport participated while giving us meals during lunches.
For these agents, checks of $10,000 will go towards bills, student loans, and even family who help them through the tough times.
I'm going to put some away because
there's one.
This could happen again.
One.
Dan,
you're asking me to count.
It doesn't matter, though. The topic in itself doesn't matter.
Once they got their bonuses,
how many
it was
assholes do
back
we have
to
in the
work.
studio today?
Evan Axelback.
Just one who's absolutely shot out of a cannon. I think started drinking Monsters at 3 a.m. this morning, among other things. Jesus. Well, Dan, you
be a little quiet guy over here.
No, well, yeah, no, that's not possible. That's not possible at all. Being a little quiet guy. So Seth brought this up. I've been to that studio. I've actually sat where that camera is. They have it cross-cambered, Lummy. So the camera in the back of me shoots Tim. Whereas, the camera that would shoot me would be, right here. So they cross-shoot it.
Nice.
And it's one big, long table. And obviously I've been on Tim Pool, Timcast. That was this year, wasn't it? It was maybe
6 months ago?
June, something like that?
Yeah, about that.
And there's been first of all, he has a driver that comes and picks you up from your hotel. And then it's about a 45-minute drive out into the very, very, very rural part of West Virginia, like very rural part of West Virginia,
middle of nowhere kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then a 6 foot electrified fence with barbed wire. I think he's got 5 acres or maybe 10. His entire property has security cameras and electrified fencing. And two automatic gates to get in. I was like, wow, this is a real compound.
Iggy McGillicuddy, $20. God bless Dr. Dan.
Thank you,
Thank
Iggy.
you, Iggy.
Rewarding bad behavior.
Give me some more sugar.
That leave us.
We have 2 weeks left in the year before we go on our Christmas hiatus. You know, I'm not a big fan of any kind of hiatus. I would prefer just to work. But it is taxing, it is grueling, of course. And there's a lot of infrastructure here that requires me to work all day, every day, Monday to Friday, with some extra work on the weekends, usually meetings. And I'm probably going to have a stroke. My health's actually pretty good. My blood pressure is great. My resting heart rate is actually around 45. I exercise quite a bit. Haven't been able to skate in the past month or two, the holidays, and
by the way, he has this huge pole barn that's probably, oh my God,
we might want to sell it.
What's a pole barn? I'm not trying to be difficult. I just don't know what that means.
It's just a metal building.
Oh, okay.
A metal building.
Is it got like a skate park inside?
Yeah, he's got a full-blown skate park when you first walk in.
That's cool.
And then you keep walking to the back part, and the back part, you walk up these stairs, and then all of his studios are raised within the pole barn. But the pole barn is about probably half of he's a big-time skater, like a Tony Hawk kind of guy.
Is it tough to hear that a guy's out of money when he has all sorts of toys like this?
Is that what he's saying? He's out of money?
I mean, you can play it,
But we have to have these conversations, and I have been with the people, our contractors, people we work with, our vendors, partners. And one thing is clear: the violence will get worse. It is going to escalate. We cannot keep going as status quo. Something has to change.
I mean, just like us.
Well,
just like us.
I guess his studios were shot up.
Well, they shot him.
They shot up his studios.
I guess somebody shot a couple bullets.
Horrific.
That's what, and so he's going to have to beef up security.
Oh boy.
And so I'm not encouraging anybody to come shoot up our studios, but we got a pretty secure compound. But if you shoot them, it's just going to hit some weights.
Well, that's our best defense because these walls are paper. Your metal walls aren't going to stop a bullet.
Dan,
the insulation.
Dan,
what?
Slow down. Do you not know the studios are completely concrete? Dan?
Yes.
Don't you settle down? God damn, settle down. Our studios.
It's bulletproof, Dan. We're going to be okay.
Dan, a 50 cal couldn't get into these studios. Dan, these walls.
A bazooka couldn't break these walls down.
Every wall in this studio is concrete block with, now in building code, you only have to pour the middle part of the block. But because my buddy Mike Sergi owned a concrete company, every block, every hole, this thing is 100% concrete.
Oh, they filled the whole thing?
So if you're not maybe a couple bullets could get in through the door, maybe.
The window, the door, yeah.
But think about this. In order to get through that window, that door, you got to go through the front window, through two walls, not hit the lap machine, not hit the Smith machine, and then go through another door that's not necessarily that fortified.
Let me get your gun. Let me go shoot this building. Let me go outside. Let's do a little bit.
So no, it's
Roderick, 1983, $10.
So now the strip mall studios that we go to, you could probably get a couple rounds into if you knew where they're at.
Oh boy.
But I'm going to try to not advertise necessarily where our facilities are. Right now we're very open as to where our facilities are. But we've had a couple people egg the studio, but you're not going to get a bullet into this broadcast spot. You're just not. There's no way.
So
There's
we're safe.
no way. There's no way that you can get a bullet in here. No way. I don't know. Well, I mean, you're better at high-powered rifles than I do. What caliber of gun would you have to have if you're from the street, Dan, and you shot the street? You got to go through the window. Now, granted, the metal portion of the warehouse is nothing. but you know, if you're going to shoot the studio, you got to shoot it straight on. So you're going to have to probably go through the metal doors. They have to go through the metal doors, then through two walls, and then hit this wall that's 100% 12-inch concrete.
Do you want to offer this facility to Tim Pool since it's so safe?
No.
That way he can continue on with his broadcasting?
Right. Well, you know. So Dan, like what?
Well, anything short of a 50 caliber wouldn't do anything.
I don't think a 50 caliber would.
With the right round, it would. Yeah, it would. And it would be better for the 50 if the cement was on the outside, so the bullet hit it without deforming.
But see, you know, once it gets through the cement, now we have, you know, soundproofing and things like that. Now that's not going to stop much, but it's certainly going to take some energy away.
Yeah, but the thing is, if like all that, like if you're looking at it ballistically, if you had all the softer stuff before you got to the hard stuff, it would mess up the bullet to the point where it wouldn't be as efficient through the hard stuff.
I mean, if it's got to go through a set of glass doors, then the wall in the green room, then the wall that sits behind the Smith machine, then the wall that is the wall to the studio, which is the side wall, back wall to the kitchen, then that's where the concrete starts. You've had to go through a set of glass doors and three,
So that bullet's already unstable at that point.
I mean, you had to go through a set of glass windows and 3 sets of drywall in order to finally hit 8 inches of concrete. I don't know. I think that it's probably been slowed down and a lot of the energy taken away that I don't think once they hit the concrete that it would do much.
Right, you may be absolutely right, and it would be a fun little thing to test.
Yeah, well, maybe we can ask Mark Tate. Hello.
No. I'm saying like on a property, just go. We need to do a shooting day, by the way, and I think that would be one of the fun little tests. You could put a couple layers of drywall in front of a piece of concrete and shoot it with a 50.
I got to tell you, Rumble really just breaking it off on our ass today.
Yes.
May be that, as we described after the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the threat to come and shoot up our studio and our workplace, we asked, at what point do we say we can't do this anymore? The cost of running Timcast IRL studio and the projects around it exceeds the amount of money it brings in.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world, buddy.
That's just that breaking point, isn't it, for any business? If you need $100 to, run your restaurant, but you're only bringing 90, you go out of business. The issue? The cost isn't cameras or lights. The cost is security because of the escalation. It's an artificial cost to doing business.
Meanwhile, we don't have any security except cameras, and lots of them. We got lots of cameras. Well, I guess we do have security. We have a gate. And we got we got a fortified, like his he would not be able to say that his studios are fortified with 10 inches of concrete. He's in a metal building, a pole barn, and his studios are elevated within that pole barn. But it does take a lot. It would be, in my opinion, just his current security, it's impossible to get to that pole barn. There's 2 gates, electrified fencing, and now we think he has the most modern day cameras that will, as soon as it gets sees movement, it starts tracking it and sends alerts. He's got real security. I don't know. I don't know how much more security you would need unless you'd have armed guards outside the pole barn.
And he's just got haters that want to kill him?
Yeah.
It's just
because he's very political. He's kind of the podcasting version of Charlie Kirk a little bit.
Can't balance. We can't forego security, but we can't sustain it either. So I've had some conversations.
That's why we're moving into a strip mall near you.
With our partners, been talking with Rumble. There may be a solution, and it's going to be rapid change very quickly.
Here's what he's going to do. Mark my word, I've been talking to people that know him. He's going to build a new set of studios.
Like a bunker?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have some emergency meetings. We've already had emergency meetings for obvious reasons. And there is a possibility that the 19th is the last episode of Timcast IRL. We are doing everything we can to make sure that's not going to be the case. It's no secret that I've been frustrated and disillusioned with a lot of people in politics, but that's no reason to walk away from doing our nightly show with a tremendous success. But the cost is not just money anymore. The cost is the safety of my family, myself, and there are many ideas we're floating around.
One of which is moving.
Jumping up as high as $20 for security.
For security.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel for Tim Pool. We haven't had any. We've had some crazy people throw eggs at the building and bend our gate and hang trash bags on our fence. That's about I think, Lummy, that's about. Well, no, we had Kenneth Kimberlin show up with a gun and wanted to put two in my neck.
That's right.
But you know what? You know what the Tim Pool doesn't have? His wife isn't handy with the steel like mine is.
Right.
See? You want to come here? I got a girl. Before you even get to us, you're gonna meet a woman that's handy with the steel.
Mm-hmm. And so underwhelming until she busted out. You know what I mean? Like, she looks like so not a threat until she is.
Right. So, you know, just realize when you roll up in here, I got you know, and there's rumors, Lummy, that I'm going to Indiana to get married.
Oh.
You know that there's
congratulations.
rumors.
You said it, Bubba.
Yeah, we started those.
Yeah. Now, I guess
surprise.
I guess they're giving Trump. I guess they're giving Tucker a hard time about he's going to buy a house in is it Qatar?
There's two ways: Qatar and Qatar. I still haven't decided which is the best way to say it.
Now, where is it?
It's in the Middle East.
And I understand. I know it's in the Middle East.
It's south and east of Saudi Arabia.
South.
It's east of Saudi Arabia. It's around like.
Now, is
where
it a free country?
Kuwait was. It's right next to Kuwait.
I mean, is it a free country?
Depends.
Well, it depends how you look at that.
What's free?
I tell you what, though, they have so much money that it's a very, very, very wealthy country, and the average, you know, the GDP per person is huge.
So, I mean, like, is a house going to cost Tucker a lot of money? Or can you get
Depends. Is he getting a bungalow? Or, I mean, is he getting a little mansion?
Barn,
like, what's happening?
I mean, as an American, can you run around Qatar as long as your wife's not in a bikini and holding your hand and French kissing you at the restaurant?
See, I don't know how stiff they are with the laws in Qatar.
See, I know in Dubai.
He's gonna have to wear a mask, Bubba. He's going to have to cover himself.
I know in Dubai that they have different rules for people that are native to Dubai compared to American tourists.
Because the tourists have so much money, they loosen the rules a little bit. But still, as a tourist, you can get your ass in trouble in the Middle East if you do the wrong thing in the wrong country.
And the one thing, listen, women don't have to cover up, but you can't drink alcohol anywhere other than a place that serves it, like a high-end restaurant. And you can, there's no... regardless of who you are, but in particular Americans, there's no public displays of affection. You can't hold your wife or girlfriend's hand. You can't kiss her. You can't put your arm around her. Like, they're strict on that. But if you abide by those, like, it's pretty much just like America for Americans. And I heard that Dubai is beautiful. Beautiful.
It's got some amazing architecture. They put so much money into it. It's advanced, and it's become the one of the playgrounds of the elite. Used to be Monaco.
Here's Tucker.
Well, I like it here a lot. Yeah, I like it. You have been. By the way, I'm an American. I can go wherever I want and speak to anyone I want to because I'm a free man. That's the promise of my country. And some are seeking to change that and to put our population into mental bondage, and I'm not participating in that.
And when you've questioned AIPAC and you've questioned things, are you facing a consequence and a backlash now day to day?
I have a right to say what I think. I'm an American citizen, period.
I love Tucker. I love Tucker's swagger.
He's like, F you, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, someone said that there's no personal income tax in Qatar, so that may be another reason. Because a lot of people, a lot of Formula One drivers, Bubba, you know this, live in Monaco because there's no income tax there. It's pure consumption.
So what do you mean? Like, what do you mean no income tax?
So if you make $100 million and you're a citizen of Monaco, you make $100 million. You put $100 million into your bank account, and then you pay taxes as you spend your money in Monaco.
Yeah, like,
whereas you make $100 million.
Like what the infamous Neil Bortz proposed, a usage or
consumption
a consumption tax based on what you consume and buy, not based on what you earn.
Yeah, the euphemism that Europe uses is called the value added tax, the VAT. So value added is such a BS euphemism. But the whole thing is it's a consumption tax, and so
yeah, I mean you only pay tax on what you consume.
Right. So if you make $100 million, you put $100 million in your bank, and then you pay taxes as you use it, which is one way of doing it. It's arguably regressive because poor people pay the same amount of tax that rich people pay.
But poor people aren't buying jumbo jets,
right?
And Saudi
they're
princes
paying the same
are.
percentage, but not the same amount.
So like everybody's buying bread and staples of life.
And what you do is you exempt those things, and then all of a sudden it's fair.
You exempt like education, you exempt food, you exempt medical care, you exempt
right. Then it's not racist or restrictive to the people that don't make as much money. You take it off the staple foods.
If you're a guy that buys a new Lamborghini. Well, you
tack another 20%.
Tack another 20 points onto that.
Right.
Mr. President, you said that you would have Mr. President, you said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary Hegseth now says.
You said that. I didn't say that. This is ABC fake news.
You said that you would have no problem releasing the full bit. Okay, well, Secretary Hegseth.
No, whatever Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
He now says it's under review. Are you ordering the secretary to release that full video?
Whatever he decides is okay with me. So every boat we knock out of the water, every boat we save 25,000 American lives. That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video. They were trying to turn the boat back to where it could float. And we didn't want to see that because that boat was loaded up with drugs just like everything else. But every boat we shoot down, and I don't know if you know, we're 92 or 94% down in drugs coming in by the sea. And we're trying to find who are the 6%. Because I don't know, people aren't liking to drive boats right now loaded up with drugs. But think of that. Every single boat we shoot out, on average, we save 25,000 American lives. Do you feel okay about that, Court?
Keep us safe.
Okay. I know my man. What about you? Are you okay with that?
I'm totally fine with that. Are you committed to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was up to Secretary Hegseth.
You're the most obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, a terrible...
See, this is where he loses me. This is where he loses me, man.
When he attacks a reporter?
Yeah. This is where... Because I come from, the media. I feel as if you're the president of the United States or the governor or anybody in a position where you're having a press conference and you're inviting the media in to ask questions, that it's your First Amendment right to virtually ask any appropriate question. She's not asking anything that's inappropriate, like, how big's your penis or anything that would be obscene or anything like that. And I really listen, I voted for the guy. But, this is where he loses me. When he starts turning it around and attacking reporters that are just doing their job, and he says this type of stuff.
Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you.
And it's a woman, too. Like you're beating
black woman.
You're beating up on a woman.
A black woman.
No, I don't think. Yeah.
It was a black woman that asked the question.
Yeah, if you want to further, yeah.
I told you, whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
I just don't know. Obviously, he doesn't have anybody that can talk to him responsibly or calmly and say that interview was great until you turned it around and called the reporter obnoxious or stupid or what. He's used them all, and it's counterproductive to what our country stands for, and that is freedom of the press. I mean, with freedom of the speech comes freedom of the press. In our earliest stages of developing our country, the press had the ability to criticize the president or anybody for that matter, and that's what our country is built upon: freedom of speech, freedom of the press. That's why it's the First Amendment. It's the most sacred thing of all. It's what a lot of countries don't have.
Can we talk?
And I don't understand why anybody that asks him an opposing question has to be automatically deemed stupid or obnoxious or anything like that. Can we talk what?
Can we talk about the substance of this story instead of just the delivery of his thingy?
Well, the substance of the story is is something that we've been arguing now for quite a while, and that is the gunning down of these Venezuelan drug boats, which I don't have a problem with the country doing. I don't have a problem with the media questioning whether we took the one particular issue they have is there's this one boat we shot, and it looked like we didn't get it completely on the first shot. And there might have been some dudes or some survivors scrambling around, and we took another shot to completely obliterate it and to make sure that everything was, killed and done. And I don't necessarily have a problem with any of that, especially if they can prove that boat was headed here and it was, jammed full of fentanyl and ketamine and all the other bad stuff that we're trying to keep out of our country. And statistically, if he has a stat that I don't necessarily know has been challenged, but for every drug boat that we blow out of the ocean saves 25,000 Americans, that seems to be some information that he's pulling out of his ass. I don't know if God forbid that it's like he's conditioning these reporters not to ask any hard questions. And what would we be saying right now but let's just be intellectually honest, Dan. Mm-hmm. Let's be intellectually honest. What if the guy before him, Joe Biden, was doing the same thing? We would be so far up his ass if he's like, well, you're stupid and you're obnoxious for asking that question. We were like, no, they're not. They can ask any question they want. They're the press. And so, and if God forbid that somebody from one of the legacy medias or CNN or Fox or anybody says, Mr. President, you're using the statistic that out of every boat that you stop from coming to America saves 25,000 lives. With all due respect, where are you getting those? Where are you getting that data?
That's a good question. But asking the same question 5 times when he's already answered it and trying to do a gotcha, getcha, I didn't. That's not what you said. It's what I said. I didn't say. You did sort of say. That's stupid question.
You're a lawyer. You should have said, asked and answered.
Yeah, well, then he'd be a dick for saying that.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, asked and answered. That comes across far more presidential than breaking her down and her skill set down. And I'm sure she's not stupid or obnoxious, or I'm sure she's not. She's obviously good enough to be part of the White House press corps. And he just doesn't like the fact that she's greasing him on him. I've been in enough courtroom procedures where if something like that happens in the courtroom, Jay will tell you, asked and answered, Your Honor.
That's a good way to stop it. I agree, but
it's
not a deposition. He's not the lawyer. And if he were a lawyer, he wouldn't be this way. But if he were a lawyer, he wouldn't be a businessman, and he'd have different skill sets.
I think that one of the skill sets that he has, where he turns this around and turns into a rude prick, talking down to reporters when this country was built on reporters being able to ask pretty much any question they want and not have to be afraid or belittled by the government official they're asking said question. And if we were to be intellectually honest, and any Democrat that you have that has been Obama or Clinton or anybody else or Biden that had done the same thing, you as a hardcore conservative would be completely up his ass, saying that is inappropriate. That's not what and how our press structure is meant to be, so that the president asks the question and then gets into a caveat as to how stupid and how you have to be the dumbest reporter here. In fact, in all my life, and I'm the same age as you, I don't know that I've ever heard that from a. You said that you may have heard it one time from a Ronald Reagan asked question. I've not heard a sitting president, that calls reporters stupid or obnoxious or anything like that.
Well, I have to wait, Bubba. I'm not here to counter program, but I have to vehemently disagree with you. KJP did it to Ducey in the press room more than once, and Biden did it to Ducey a couple times at the very early part of his presidency. Absolutely criticized him, jumped on him, called him stupid, did all kinds of exactly what we're talking about. And again, you're right. It's not good from either side if you're the president.
It's every day. It's every day.
But he also gets
every day.
He also gets negatively covered.
As he should. He's the president. We're some stupid radio program content providers, and there's full-blown Reddit pages as to how much we suck. If you're going to throw and you're going to be a public figure, you have to have thick skin and you have to put up with it.
True.
And he is the most popular person in the world, not to mention the most polarizing person in the world. And you have to have better decorum than that.
Bubba, do you think he should do maybe a couple less press conferences a day?
Yeah, because this would not happen as much.
Because I feel like he's on like 10 times a day.
It makes it easier for them to find a mistake.
It makes it easier for him to be. It makes it easier for him to be a narcissistic megalomania, is what it does. It's and if he's not on here, what was it, Lummy? A couple nights ago, he did 150 Truth Social posts.
Yes, in one night, yeah.
It's like, listen, and I'm not.
And that wasn't his record either.
Yeah, Biden called Ducey a stupid son of a bitch.
Okay, Dan, I'm not going to argue with you. My God, take off your red MAGA knee pads and just,
I think it's wrong. I agree with you, Bubba. I think it's unpresidential.
But it's ridiculous. Every day it happens every day, and now he's slamming 60 Minutes over the fact that they interviewed Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's their right. And by the way, they've already given him $14.6 million because they supposedly edited the Kamala Harris interview, and he caught him on it, so he got him on that. But it's like he just needs to just chill out. They can interview anybody they want. Trump slams Paramount over the MTJ 60 Minutes interview, full breakdown. In fact, you know what? It'll be a good time for us to break, and we'll get to that next. So if you're a reporter and you're in the Oval Office and you ask him a question he doesn't like, he calls you stupid. And by the way, he opened up in a very, very disrespectful type way. Oh, this is NBC. They're fake news. Okay, that's great, and they may be, and you may feel that way, but you've already set the stage of negativity for her. She asked you a question that you don't like and that you've been asked and answered a lot because it's an important story that people that the news sources want to try to grease you on. And so after that, you call her stupid and obnoxious, and not to be confused with the fact that you're mad and you're going to have a full... So that was meltdown number 1 yesterday. Meltdown number 2 was the Netflix Paramount deal. And meltdown number 3 was the fact that he is flipping out over CBS Paramount on giving the Marjorie Taylor Greene 60-minute interview. Donald, you can't control the press. You can't. And if you remember right, during the Jimmy Kimmel deal, he was trying to, his head of FCC, if I remember right, the head of the FCC, and this was a problem, the head of the FCC threatened license removal for is it NBC that?
For Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
Yeah, threatened license removal. Based on listen, I don't agree with any of Jimmy Kimmel's monologue that night making fun of or shedding any type of comedic light on Charlie Kirk's assassination. I do not condone or agree on anything that Jimmy Kimmel said with regards to Charlie Kirk. But for the government to step in and try to quell Jimmy's First Amendment, rights to say what he wants, and then threaten NBC with possible, license revocation, that's way overreach. That's not how we're supposed to be.
I agree. And I think the government pressuring social media companies to censor people is not appropriate. There's a lot of inappropriate stuff that's happened with the government in the last 10 years. I 100% agree with you,
10 years,
Bubba.
10 months. I mean, 10 months.
It's 10 years.
Okay.
It's more than just 10 months. It's been going on for a while. Don't you think, Bubba?
No.
Don't you don't think it was inappropriate for YouTube to shut us down because we mentioned the word ivermectin and COVID in the same sentence?
Yeah, the past administration had its social media situation as well.
Right. I'm saying it's been going on for 10 years. It's been going on for a while now.
I'm running late. I'll be back in a minute.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I wonder what it's like to be an expert at everything. Ask Dan. I'll ask Chad.
Oh, God forbid, guys, that I try to be even down the middle. I take the First Amendment and fucking with the media pretty seriously. I really do.
Dude, I got a box.
Good.
Fuck yeah. That other shit I had slowing down on the backstretch.
Dick, I'm not the president of the United States. So me calling people names is not the same thing, you dumb fuck.
You and Dan got to be cool. You and Dan got to get back on the same page. We can't let politics tear us apart. We can't let politics tear us apart.
I think I'm being pretty common sense about it.
I think you're not realizing that Biden called Peter Ducey a fuckboy.
One time.
Oh, man.
God forbid I take the middle of the road. I just take the fucking the president fucking with the media pretty personal.
Especially a strong black woman. Like Peter Ducey.
You guys are just a bunch of fucking MAGA dick suckers. Every one of you. Meanwhile, I voted for him. I voted for Donald Trump. I like some of the things that he's doing. I like that he's helping out the farmers who got fucked by his tariffs. I like some of the things. But for the fucking president to call somebody fucking stupid, that's not very fucking presidential. The fact that he's going to tell fucking CBS that they're stupid for airing the Marjorie Taylor Greene fucking deal. Lee, let me ask you something, Lee Falcon. Are you calling me? I want you to answer specifically. Are you calling me a crybaby? Are you calling me a crybaby? Lee, I want you to answer me. Are you calling me a crybaby? I'm not a liberal. I voted for Trump too.
I put you on for a couple weeks.
Lee, I'd like to know. I'd like you to answer that.
I do think it's fair to compare Bubba to the President of the United States. They're like the exact same thing. Well, I can do this on my own, right? I don't need to call anybody or anything. If you want me to take
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all of the Bubba Army. Now returns.
What I'm going through right now is exactly what's wrong with our country. Nobody has the ability to have a conversation about something that you don't necessarily agree with. You go to name calling. You go to...
I mean, people have picked their sides already, Bubba, you know?
Escalation. You can't cover anything right down the middle. You can't. Let me just go ahead and be intellectually honest. I voted for Donald Trump. I like some of the things he's doing right now. One of which is helping the soybean. He's got a $12 billion stimulus package proposed to help the farmers. When I went back to Indiana, and I'm rolling around with my buddy Larry, and he's like, "Man, you don't have to understand our economy here in Warsaw. People are going to get ready to lose their farms. Guys that have been soybean farmers for 15 and 20 years and have been able to make a good living raising soybeans are now stuck with silos full of soybeans that they cannot sell because China is no longer buying soybeans from our country due to this big tariff,
trade war.
Let's see who's got the bigger D. And so there are farmers that are losing their farms because the margins on farming are a lot of times controlled by weather, but very rarely in all of farming has it been controlled by a president that slaps a huge tariff on the country that buys the largest amount of soybeans. And so so President Trump recognizes his tariff that he put on China has caused an unbelievable financial burden on the people that, source our food. That's really, one of the most important aspects of a company. Can they grow enough food to feed themselves? That people don't even take that in account. People don't even really think about that.
The food supply?
Yeah. People don't realize that you have to produce enough cattle, enough pork, enough chicken, enough eggs, enough dairy, enough soybeans, enough corn.
Commodities rule the world, Bubba. Without those things, such from sugar to soy to wheat to gas, you die.
A lot of countries cannot sustain their own. They cannot grow their own food. They cannot produce their own energy. And that's where importing and exporting comes into play. For the most part, our country, we don't even have to really import oil if we were to use our oil and use all of our oil and allow drilling and things like that. And that's a political situation in itself. But what you don't realize is I voted for Donald Trump. And I am probably more of a conservative than I am a liberal. But why do I have to be either? As a matter of fact, I just re-registered and changed my voting affiliation to independent.
Do you feel like it's a losing proposition whenever you have to bring up who you voted for?
Well, I think it is, because everybody wants to hate on me because I am just talking my opinion and common sense. That's it.
But I think they've come to know you as full bore, like red, MAGA.
But I'm not.
It's Roger Stone, Donald Trump.
Nor am I, Bubba. I'm American. I'm not MAGA. I'm American. And I like to think of American interests first. And if you look at my philosophy.
If you look at our argument right now is what I'm talking about.
You calling me MAGA. You doing it to me.
You don't have the ability to take a step back and understand what I'm trying to say. It's not very presidential looking or even right in any of the sense of the imagination to sit around and turn reporters' questions around on themselves, regardless of how many times that woman has asked you the same question. It's not presidential or procedural, if you will, to do what he's doing. To dabble in the American legacy media, to try to quell people in their First Amendment rights. And chat has just been burying me, Dan is 100% MAGA, and Dan is right, and Bubba, take off your blue knee pads. Here's what you don't, guys, is that if I sat here and just talked about warm and fluffy, stupid stuff that we all agreed upon, would you even listen to the show? It's not any different than anybody else's show at that point. But when I get into some hard driving stuff that is not what your opinion is, doesn't mean that you have to do to me what Donald Trump is doing to that reporter and start attacking me. Bubba, Dan is 100% correct. Those reporters are like broken records, asking the same questions over and over. Hey, low country, don't you realize that it doesn't matter how many times they ask the questions? It's not presidential to try to throw them out, call them stupid, and regulate what CBS does on 60 Minutes. That's not blue. That's not red. That's what's correct. And that's what's presidential.
Bubba, I agree with you 100% that all politicians should hold themselves to a higher level of decorum. I 100% agree. But we should be able to disagree without fighting.
I'm not.
You like to call me Mr. MAGA all the time. It's your go-to thing. Like every time I disagree with you on something politically, even though it may not even be a MAGA position, you love to just label me as MAGA. You're falling into the same trap that you're complaining of.
I understand, but you don't have the ability to understand what I'm trying to say.
I agreed with you. I just told you I agree 100% with you, Bubba. All the politicians, starting with Trump, should have a higher level of decorum. They shouldn't be able to curse during public speeches. They shouldn't be able to say anything like that. On both sides, they shouldn't be attacking. Trump shouldn't be calling the Democrats, communists, and the Democrats shouldn't be calling Trump Hitler. And no one should be calling the voting pool deplorables or inbred or Bible-toting, gun-loving, morons. That's all wrong. We should be able to disagree on the merits of the argument. And going back to the original story, which has nothing to do with Trump's delivery, it's the question of whether or not it's appropriate to shoot or double tap an unflagged, stateless, considered to be a pirate vessel in the Caribbean carrying drugs. That's the real question. No one really cares about delivery and style because it's the weeds, it's the trees. You're getting stuck in the trees and not looking at the whole forest. What the real point is, and what we should be really talking about instead of delivery and hurt filioma BS, is the actual policies, and are they helping or are they hurting? That's what the political conversation should be. Not name calling, not being, oh, you were mean to me because you called me a little name. It should be, is this policy helping or hurting America? Because that's what we should care about first, then the world. But America first, and then the world. And within America, citizens first before visitors. That's all I'm saying. MAGA, blue, red, pink, whatever. That's my position.
And God forbid that anybody asks the next question, which would be, Mr. Trump, you say that every boat we destroy saves 25,000 Americans. Where do you come up with that stat?
That's a BS stat. I agree with you, Bubba. That's a ridiculous stat that does not make sense.
But nobody's going to ask that question when he just dressed down the other question. He's conditioning the media to be afraid of him, and I mean, he even is conditioning networks to be afraid of him. And listen, what you don't realize is I voted for him, but I don't agree with him screwing with the media. I take that is a very sensitive topic for me. I have been screwed with by the FCC. There's not a person in chat, there's not a person in this room that has had more dealings with the federal government over free speech and the finding of being fined and losing my job over free speech at the tune of $755,000.
No one in the country's had that experience but you, Bubba. You are unique in that sense. Absolutely.
So I take when the president of the United States starts screwing with the media, starts calling people stupid, and starts questioning networks on what they do programming wise, and uses his strong arm and his of the FCC to start threatening companies with. Listen, one of the reasons why I'm so mad is because the FCC told Clear Channel in private meetings, you either fire Bubba or you have 4 Tampa licenses that are renewal, that 98 Rock, 93.3, Mix 100, and 970 WFLA were all set to expire within 6 months of my problem that I had. And they told Clear Channel, we're going to withhold your licenses, and you have to have a license to broadcast if you don't get rid of Bubba. So this is something that's very close to me, and I can't win for having a neutral and or disappointing stance on when the president berates reporters or when the president tries to control the media. The president needs to not try to control the media because that's fundamentally what our First Amendment is built upon. Not only let's listen to this. The First Amendment not only has a freedom of speech, but there's also a freedom of press verbiage in there as well. Am I not right?
Yes.
Freedom of the press. And so Donald Trump is not, I don't know of any president that has sued a network like he did with CBS and the Kamala Harris edit, which might have been actually legitimate. If you
understand what was legitimate.
Well, I mean, they edited her mess ups to make her look more presidential and better, and that's not transparent and not cool if you didn't give Donald Trump the same. It's called it's called equal time. So, like, for instance, let's say when Kevin Hazlett was running for Congress, I had to offer the what's her name?
Ana Luna Polina.
I had to offer Ana Luna Polina as much time that I had denoted for Kevin for her to be on my show. She wasn't going to appear on my show because she knew that I was loaded, that I was Kevin Hazlett. But if 60 Minutes, and so Donald Trump suing CBS for $14.6 million was appropriate because they took Kamala Harris's interview, edited it, all the mess ups that she made her look good, and then when they interviewed him, they didn't offer the same. They didn't offer the, hey, Donald, would you like to edit a few things, a few little things that, and Donald could have very well said, no, I didn't mess up at all.
Well, no, they didn't give him any time.
Oh,
that was the big problem.
Yeah. So again, equal time.
Yes. So
that was 100% legitimate. But now as he's won that fight, it's like it's almost now he thinks that he can control 60 Minutes.
Former President Donald Trump unleashed a scathing critique against Paramount's owners, particularly targeting their decision to air a recent 60 Minutes interview with Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican Georgia, a figure who has become one of his most vocal critics. But here's where it gets controversial. Trump didn't just stop at criticizing Greene, he went after Paramount itself, claiming the company is no better than the old ownership, and accusing them of allowing biased content to air. This comes on the heels of Paramount's failed hostile bid for Warner Bros. Discovery, which was ultimately won by Netflix, a move Trump hinted could be a problem due to Netflix's market dominance. In a fiery post on Truth Social, Trump labeled Greene as Marjorie Traitor Brown, a play on her surname, suggesting she turns brown under stress, accusing her of abandoning her America First and MAGA principles. He claimed her recent shift in views was evidence of her being a very dumb person, and likened her to a rotten apple. Trump also...
Again, why the personal attacks? I mean, why? Why the personal attacks? She hasn't attacked you personally.
Also took aim at 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, demanding an apology for her past reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop, which he insists was inaccurately portrayed as Russian disinformation. And this is the part most people miss. Trump's real issue wasn't just with Greene's performance but with Paramount's editorial choices, which he believes have worsened since their ownership change. The timing of Trump's outburst is no coincidence.
And here's the thing. He could be so good. There's a lot of great things that he's doing. But he gets down these rabbit holes of power and dictatorship that is just not a good look. He does so many great things.
Paramount.
Somebody's calling me on my cell phone. It's probably a bill collector. Should I take it live?
Oh yeah, let's see what
definitely.
It is.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Tim with Sunbelt Rentals. This is Bubba.
Oh yeah, how you doing, Tim?
Good, buddy. How are you, man?
Good. What you need, bud?
Hey, on that roller, do you still need that?
Nope. Come get it.
All right, man.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, brother.
I got somebody on property 24/7, so just roll up in there. The gate's open and grab it.
Okay.
Thank you,
buddy.
and thank you so much, Tim.
All right, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
There you go.
Doing some business.
Yeah.
Done with that roller. Sorry, everybody. Needed to break it up.
Netflix have both.
What's that?
I was going to say there seems to be a lot of hang up with comparing you to Trump and saying that people should be able to say what they want about the show. It's free speech, and you should not be able to block people.
Okay, well, I'm not the president of the United States. This is just a program of a stupid, fat, white trash redneck from Indiana that has cobbled together some type of broadcasting career. I'm not, I don't have the power to do anything, quite frankly, other than to block you, and I like doing that.
Been vying for his support in their.
It's not, you know what? It's not your right. It's not your right to listen to my show. It's not your right to be able to watch my show. But I'm not the president. Who, and it's my company, and it's a private company. It's owned by any shareholders or stockholders. Be like, it's Dan's right to tell a woman no. I feel as if you're not a candidate for a boob job. And Dan does that probably a few times a week. Just because Dan's open to the public to be able to offer plastic surgery procedures doesn't mean necessarily he has to take you as a patient. I don't have to allow you to get on my channel and say bad things about me. I allow a lot of it, but when you call me stupid and you say I don't know what I'm talking about, you've not walked a day in my shoes. You don't know what you're talking about with regards to what I've been through and how This is a very, very much personal thing to me when the president, whether it was Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, or Donald Trump, starts taking aim at the press and tells his president of his head of the FCC they're going to start license revocation because of Jimmy Kimmel's monologue. I take issue with that. And you know what? I'm a show of it's the last time I checked, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge show. It's about what I think, what I and my co-hosts. Some agree and some don't, and we'll try to have constructive criticism back and forth about each issue. And it's really not any of your business I could take off chat. In fact, I think chat might not be good for this show.
What do you mean? What about just not looking at it?
Well, no. I'm not going to take it off, but they feel as if they have a right, and they don't. I've done more years of content where the audience was not allowed to participate and done just fine without having a built-in audience that can throw their 2 cents, that have a tether into the show. And if you have a tether into the show, then I have the right to not allow that tether. What if Baker Mayfield, you know, they have speakers inside their helmets.
Oh yeah.
And right before, like as they're getting the play in, we're going to do a 49-29 split YV 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then next thing you know, you got I don't know how many different people inside the stadium telling you, God, you suck. My God, you got sacked last play. You're having a horrible game. You suck. Quit. Hope you die. You don't know what you're doing.
I don't think that would help him out too much.
No. And in fact, anybody, for the most part, a lot of people don't allow a tether into the show. So consider it not a right, consider it a privilege.
Well, Bubba, the First Amendment doesn't apply to you.
Why not?
Because you're not Congress. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law. Okay?
Yeah.
So
I can make all the laws I want.
You can make all the laws you want because you're not Congress. The First Amendment
First of all,
applies
I'm not the
to
government.
Congress.
It applies to the government.
Applies to Congress.
Well, Congress is the government.
Okay, but it applies specifically to Congress. So it doesn't really apply to the president. It doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply to me. As far as we can regulate speech if we want to within our own little worlds, because I'm not Congress. I can shut speech down in my office. I'm not Congress. You can shut speech down on your platforms. You're not Congress. Arguably, the president can shut down speech in his little circle. He's not Congress. He can't make a law, but he can shut someone down because he doesn't agree with him or doesn't want to talk to him. He has that right. Just like any citizen.
So chat is just like, and some hosts, like it. Some don't. It's never, ever, 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 ever favorable to me. Very rarely is it favorable to me. Very rarely.
Chat?
Yeah.
Chat loves you, Bubba. They watch the show because they love you.
Dan,
they love you.
Stop.
They do.
Stop.
Yeah.
They love you.
Just stop. Lummy and Seth, who will be intellectually honest, will tell you that chat, for the most part, is skewed against me. It's the damnedest thing. I can't even understand it. And I don't know if they do it because they think they're going to get my attention, or they feel, and like, if you don't like the show and you don't like me and you don't like my opinions, then why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? Like, my show is built and funded by the people that do like me. And they're the ones that don't necessarily get on chat and have to tell me how good I am and that they agree with me.
Well, the ones that pay for the show also, they're the ones that give the opportunity to the people that don't pay to tell you that you suck.
Yeah, $20.
That's an interesting dichotomy, Seth, of what you just said.
Say it again.
Can you say it again? Because you're right.
The people that pay and support the show give the ability to people that don't pay
and hate the show.
Yeah, to voice their opinion freely.
Right.
Since they're keeping it on the air.
The John Costikas and I could go on and on and on and on of our largest contributors. They're the ones that don't get on chat and say how much they care for us. They let their money do the talking, but what they do allow is they give us the opportunity to be able to stay on the air and allow people who hate the show a tether into me to tell me how much I suck. Like it's unlike any, and I've been doing content for 40 years this April 1st, and I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it.
You shouldn't be surprised though when we're talking politics and it's divisive. You know, if you just signed on in the morning and people were like, "I hate you, I want you to die, your show sucks," and you were just talking about what you did last night, I get that. But we're diving into the most polarizing thing that you can discuss.
But it happens when we talk about sports. Someone will be like, Aaron Rodgers is an ass bucket or Aaron Rodgers is king. You know, I mean, there's disagreements. It doesn't have to always get personal. The whole show wouldn't be fun if we always agreed on every single thing. You don't want 6 guys just saying, "Yes, Bubba, yes, Bubba, yes, Bubba." That's not fun either. But I think everyone is hypersensitive these days, and their buttholes hurt every time they hear something that they don't agree with. And that's a problem.
Including the Warner Brothers acquisition saga. While Netflix secured the studio assets and HBO, Paramount's bid included CNN, a network Trump has long criticized. Adding to the drama, Paramount's previous leadership paid $16 million to settle a lawsuit Trump filed over 60 Minutes editing of an interview with Kamala Harris, a move that likely still stings. Despite his harsh words, Trump has historically praised Paramount CEO David Ellison, whose father, Larry, is a longtime ally. Trump even sat for a 90-minute interview with 60 Minutes himself, though he remains critical of the show's recent direction. Green, meanwhile, has been a thorn in Trump's side, leading efforts to release Jeffrey Epstein's files and criticizing the GOP's inaction on rising Affordable Care Act premiums. She recently announced her resignation from Congress, citing concerns about a potential primary challenge from Trump's camp. Here's the bold question. Is Trump's attack on Paramount and Green a justified critique of media bias?
Let me fish on the J. My boy George Erdman.
Yeah.
And Mushroom Mitch, all in the PayPal.
Awesome.
Thank you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bub Army. This is let me back this up about 5 seconds because this is a very important part that I don't want anybody just to gloss over. I want you to listen to this.
Of media bias, or is it a strategic move to influence ongoing corporate battles and silence his critics? Let's discuss in the comments. I want to hear your take on this heated debate.
Did you see what he said about 60 Minutes? The post that I guess he's talking about?
No, tell me. Just tell me.
Oh, they are no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Trump wrote, since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse.
Let me before you say another word.
Yes.
Realize that that Trump, I'm sorry, that the chat will absolutely just kill you right now. Like they're gonna, well, because you're talking some actual political. Because you're actually talking some sense.
Is it possible to do a show without letting chat's feelings sidetrack?
Oh, I know. I think it's always going to be there. I look at it in spurts, but
I feel like we cater a lot to. I feel like we cater a lot to a vocal minority of people that don't like things. I feel like we speak a lot to the haters, but I don't feel like there's more people that hate the show than enjoy the show.
I agree. So, Lummy, what were you saying?
Oh, then he just finished up his what a truth. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh well, far worse things can happen.
And so here's my final take. He's done some brilliant things. I like what he's done with immigration. I like that he's helping the farmers out right now. I like that he's tough on a lot of different things. I like that he's a bull in a china shop with regards to the love of our country and the security of our country. And I think that he should be commended for what he did for the Israelis. And there's just so many great things about him that he has done, but he gets unhinged and down some rabbit holes that make him look less presidential.
Rob Green, $200.
Thank you, Rob Green. Dan, would you agree to that?
I do agree to that. Absolutely. I've said that. I agree with you. He doesn't have the level of decorum that we all wish presidents had since the time of Thomas Jefferson. But it's in today's world because people can attack like a pussy because they can hide behind a chat name or a website or anything else. And you don't go into someone's face and say, I think you suck.
Well,
Back in the old days, you had to go to someone's face and say that.
This woman was present in person, wasn't trying to be anything that she wasn't trying to be. This African-American reporter who asked him a question that upset him, he answered the question and was done with it and then had to throw in the personal insult. I think it could. I
agree with you, Bubba.
It
sucked.
And so I'm just saying, like, damn, you do such a great job on a lot of different things, but it's just whatever. Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, is there Jay Diaco in there with you today?
No, Jay will be in here later, about an hour from now.
Oh, okay. Well, I agree with everything that you're saying as far as, all the name calling that's come about and all this stuff, but we got to look at what's the root of this cause. I remember, when Barack Obama ran against John McCain did a town hall. He had some old lady talking about Barack Obama's a Muslim, and he shut her down immediately. He's like, no, he's a good family man, that we just happen to have different political views, and we need to get back to that. All this stuff didn't come around until Trump came around.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And
the world's a whole different. To stick up for Trump, the world now with social media and people having tethers into Trump and Trump having his own media platform, the game has changed tremendously on it, and he could be more presidential and have better decorum, but that's not the way he is, and that's there were 77 million people that voted for him, and I'm one of them. I guess I'm kind of guilty of what I'm bitching about with regards to chat, and here I am criticizing the president. So, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem and I'm the hypocrite here, and the fact that I can't take
I don't think that at all.
I can't take criticism via chat, but I can give it to the president. The difference is I'm just a talk show host. He's the actual, most powerful person in the free world. So I think that we probably have a different set of rules for both of us.
Well, that's absolutely true. You know what I mean? I've listened to you since the Sirius XM days, and you take criticism very well, probably better than most, whereas Trump does not. You know what I'm saying? This whole stink with Marjorie Taylor Greene just shows that.
Well, I certainly appreciate your call, my friend. Thank you for being Bubba Army for so long. Thank you, sir.
Was anything said during that Marjorie Taylor Greene interview that was shocking, new, or different?
Former Lakeland Hoosier, $50.
You mean from her?
Yeah. Why is he so pissed off about the interview? Just the fact that she had interviewed? Did she say something that really hit a button?
She just talked about how they disagreed and they've kind of moved further apart on different situations. And she, did her standard Trump bashing where she told her side of the story on how many times she's been threatened by him, and nothing new, just a reiteration of what she's been saying, and that pissed him off. And now he's questioning, CBS's programming. It is what it is. Hello.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head in that last caller when you said you're just as bad as Trump. You're a hypocrite. You get pissed off when people don't agree with what you say and you want to cry about it.
But the difference...
A crybaby's a crybaby, man, and you're a crybaby, Bubba.
The difference is I'm not the president of the United States.
There is no difference. You're a crybaby, man. You cry about the same things as Trump does. That whole segment, you should have been just explaining it as yourself, because that's exactly how you are. You can't take criticism, and when you get criticism, you want to cry about it and shut off your chat. A crybaby's a crybaby, Bubba, and you're a crybaby.
Okay, my friend. Thank you so much for setting the record straight. Didn't even allow me to give him a friendly goodbye. He pussed out and hung up on me because he didn't want to hear what my rebuttal was going to be to him.
You handled it very calmly.
When in actuality, I thanked him and said goodbye. But who's the pussy that hung up? So who's the pussy? Maybe I'm the crybaby, but it's better than... I'd rather be a crybaby than a pussy. And you're a pussy.
That's a good question.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Xerxes, you're right. The Christmas tree looks great. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
It's more straighter.
It's not crooked, Pinzer. If you want to get your shit blocked.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. It's more straighter. Well, good job. It's definitely more straighter. I'm going to go for that. I'll get you an answer.
What do you do? What's going on, Lummy?
What? No, I just said, we're gonna show everything for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, I think this tree is pretty straight now. CST is probably okay. If it's been stored in a cool, dry place. Skank hunt. Florida fishing, hunting, I agree in that respect. Thanks, Iggy. Supposed to say redneck. I don't. Adam, you're wrong. Richard, you're wrong. Thursdays morning.
I was like, man, they've really been doing this thing for a long time. Remember, people just used to run like cable cords that were on the side of their house or something, like in through their house to hook it up, or like there was just.
Feeding off the.
I feel like a house we had like a cable thing on the side one time that we were using.
Feeding off the side box.
you, former Lakeland Hoosier, Rob Green. Thank you.
You see the Monsters Inc. stuff they did last night for the game?
Yeah, it got messed up on the Jalen Hurts double turnover. It glitched it.
Dude, I don't think people know that they do that in real time.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like they're running that, they're not like doing it after. Like it's in real time that Sully's sacking.
Mommy, I got an 11 o'clock Matt Cox today.
Yes, sir. We'll be ready to go. And then you have tomorrow too, which I got to give you all that. I have printouts to give you.
Short Clement Kush today?
Yes. Steps Towing and Heavy Transport and Auto Parts serves West Central Florida and provides heavy transportation services nationwide. Steps is chasing the dream, not the competition. From towing emergency roadside services to heavy transport and auto parts. When it comes to towing, hauling, and transport, we are the experts on your side. Call the name you know and trust. Call Steps today and we'll help you get you on your way. 800-330-8651 or stepstowing.com.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Charles Ramsey, thank you. On the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, at the Bubba Army for all the Bubba Army royalty people that will be showing up for the BARP party the second or third week of January. The rings are officially in. Everybody's seen them. They're a little downsized this year. Last year they were just the rings. I've gotten a little obnoxious with the rings, and I went to the largest they made last year, which is a 6X, which is not even wearable. Like, it's not wearable. It's displayable. You can display it, but it's not wearable. Over the years, I've gone anywhere from a 3X to a 6X, and I think this year's is either a 3 or 4X, but it's very wearable. Like, you could wear it, and it's noticeable. People be like, oh, what kind of ring is that? And then you could naturally get into the show and how you support the show and whatever. I appreciate that. So, again, remember, Lummy, the one year the rings didn't come because they got held up in customs or something like that. So I've now learned that as long as I get the order in by like the middle of September, we can usually have them by Christmas. And this year they got them like a week or so even earlier. So I think everybody will be excited for the rings. Here's Trump. Here's something that I really, 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 really appreciate. And he's doing great things. I just don't like when he gets caught up in the weeds and starts wanting to turn things around on people. Just be president. Be the president. And be the ass-kicking president with some great stuff that you've come up with, and quit the name-calling and the nonsense and be better than that. That's all. I'm not even capable of doing that in most instances. Look at me. I'm fighting. I was fighting with chat. And like Seth said, stop looking at chat. They hate you. You know that. I mean, how stupid am I? I keep looking at something that I know they hate me on. That's my fault. That's on me. I shouldn't be reading that because they hate me. And so what's that going to do? It's just going to bring me down, make me feel bad about myself, and make me block you. And now you're blocked, and now you cannot, no longer participate on the show, which necessarily probably isn't good for business. So I need to take a step back on the whole deal. But realize that I'm going to talk about polarizing things, and I'm going to have polarizing opinions that differ from me, from my people in here, and you. and realize, that I probably just need to just not look at that. I got good people for that. But please understand that when Trump, God, it seems like politics have just gotten, and as long as that I've done content, politics have never been this volatile. It seems like they're more volatile than ever. Oh, and triggered and this is only an observation. This is, strictly not anything other than an observation. But talking politics now triggers people and turns into a volatile situation. Before, you could be like,
because it's people's identity now. If you identify as a right or a left before you identify as a father, as a male, as what you do for a living. Like this is people's politics are how they identify themselves. So
whereas before it was there were so many other things that you were known for, and then you happen to be a Republican, or you happen to be a Democrat, or you happen to be an independent. Oh, that might have been like third or fourth down on your gig. But you were maybe recognized for what you did for a living, and you were a good husband, and you were a good dad, and you coached Little League, and Bear fan. There were so many other things that people knew about you. But now, man, they know, hate or love or are disruptive over what you politically align with, to the point where you just almost got to keep your mouth shut. But that's not the business that I'm in. I'm not in the business of keeping my mouth shut. I'm in the business of talking about stuff that is, maybe it's the era that we're living in, and the fact that I used to be able to talk about politics and not get people all riled up about it like I am now. If I talk about it now, and you can't even have any common sense about it, like say, I like this. Here's what I don't understand, is that I think that I should be very well liked by everybody, the Democrats and the Republicans, because I'm a Republican more so than I'm anything, and I like what the president does on his immigration. This next story that I'm going to play, where he's doing a $12 billion, helping the farmers for soybeans. I like that. And I just happen to call him out or be a little critical of him when he seems to be kind of getting outside the presidential lane. The presidential lane is to make sure that our country's safe, to make sure that our country is, solvent, to make sure our country is up on military weaponry, to potentially help solve wars like he has.
Bubba, I mean, he's 5 years into his 12 years. I mean, do you think that he's going to change at all? I mean, I feel like this is what he is. This is what people like. I mean, and this is how it's going to go until they remove him from office.
David Ashworth, $50.
So you're right. So when you question when he kind of gets outside the presidential lane and isn't being very presidential, I think it's me, and I just got to just deal with it, because that's him. Just like I'm not going to really change. But when I applaud him for all the great things, first of all, a real Democrat's never going to ever give him any credit at all. Whereas I give him all sorts of credit on some of the stuff that he has brilliantly pulled off and has put in place. But when I call him out when he's done something a little cringe or unhinged, then I'm now, the bad guy, and I catch all this heat. Whereas I would think that you would want to listen to a person that's somewhat down the middle and is not afraid to call him out when he, is not being so presidential.
Yeah, remember that election where the one side called the other side a monarchist, and then the other side called that other side a bigamist?
Yeah, I mean,
it was 1800. It's been happening a long time, Bubba. Trump looks like an Oompa Loompa here. Is he so orange?
You better be careful, man. They're gonna turn on you, my friend.
I don't know what they did to make him this orange, but he looks literally like he's out of the Wonka and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Delighted to announce this afternoon that the United States will be taking a small portion of.
And here's the deal, man. He should be doing this because it's his tariffs that have caused this issue. Now, his tariffs, he says, are good. I still haven't got a report card into who's paying what country has paid us what, and what, it changes. We got a 10% on Canada. They got a 10% on us. We got this and this. Like, I still don't know that the American, I don't know this is his problem, but I don't know that the American public really know what the tariff gig is. I don't know if we really know. He just keeps saying that the tariffs have brought us an extreme amount of money, but we don't really know what the template of tariffs are. What's China paying us, and what are we paying China? What's Vietnam? Like, I mean, Slummy, it's changed 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
So the soybean farmers of Indiana, that's where I'm most familiar with, China is like the number one importer of our soybeans. And in China, I think everybody will agree, they're one of the last countries to really put up with our nonsense. If we put a tariff on them, they put a tariff on us. And so what they did is they said, we're not buying any soybeans. Well, that has caused all of these generational soybean growers who have payments on their tractors, payments on their silos. It takes a lot of money to farm. It really does. And there's such small margins of profit that a lot of things are built weather. And so usually the farmer doesn't have to worry about China saying, we don't want any soybeans, because there's not a big, because your president didn't put this outrageous tariff on soybeans. That's something that the guy that's pulling a plow in Indiana cannot control. He cannot control the tariff that's been put on his product now that he can't sell. That's something he can't control. Now, if his crop sucks because he used bad seed or he had bad weather, there's other things that can control his crop that he potentially could be blamed for, but he can't be blamed for the fact that his commodity that used to be able to take down to the grain, the place that you take your grain to, and they paid you however many dollars a bushel because it was already pre-sold because China had a 1 billion bushel order in. He never, ever, for all the years that he's been a farmer, he's never had to worry about that. And now his commodity is worth nothing because China says, we won't buy our soybeans from you. Now this guy's got 4 silos full of soybeans because he can't sell them because they're worth, the market without China being a player bankrupts these guys. So I like the fact that this is this is directly on Trump. He caused this situation for the farmers, and I like the fact that he is stepping up and saying, I'm going to help the farmers because I created this situation. That's a good president. That's a good president to know that your tariffs directly affected this particular subsect of our economy. That's a good president.
Delighted to announce this afternoon that the United States will be taking a small portion of the hundreds of billions of dollars we receive in tariffs. We are making a lot of money from countries that took advantage of us for years. They took advantage of us like nobody's ever.
I do know that in the latest rounds of talks that China has agreed to buy our soybeans, but that doesn't account for the fact that these farmers usually sold their soybeans in August, and they've gone now September, October. They've gone 3 or 4 months with no income. And so they need a subsidy.
Seeing our deficits are way down because of tariffs. I guess because of the election, because without the election you wouldn't have tariffs. You'd be sitting here losing your shirt. But we're taking in billions. We're really taking in trillions of dollars, if you think about it, Scott, because the real number is, when you think of all the money being poured into the country for.
And so, listen, he should have a chart behind him that that shows what we're taking in. You just can't take his word for it.
New auto plants and all of the other things, AI. So what we're doing is we're taking a relatively small portion of that, and we're going to be giving and providing it to the farmers in economic assistance. And we love our farmers, and as you know, the farmers like me because based on voting trends, you could call it voting trends or.
I mean, see, why, Dan? Can you see where I'm coming from? Just give us the info. Quit trying to make it like a put over. I feel like he's like a pro wrestler. Like,
that's what it is.
Like he cuts a promo, he tells you what he's doing, but he's got to tell you how good he is, and it's all because of him in the election. And again, I think Seth said it best. We know what we got for X amount of more years. It ain't gonna change. So stop bringing it up because I'm turning into a broken record. I think you're right, Seth.
Thank you.
This is what he is. A good deed that he does just can't be a good deed. It has to be a good deed followed by look at me, I'm the best. The voters. I mean, like it's just.
If he was going to evolve into a more crisp politician and more of somebody that you'd like to see, that would have happened in between his terms. I don't think now that he's in office,
or happened right like he would have came out of the gate with it here.
I don't think he's too worried about it anymore.
No, I think in my opinion, and Dan, maybe you agree or disagree, I think he's become a little more brazen, knowing that he can't run again. And so, I don't know, in his first term,
he's a defiant duck. He's not a lame duck. He's a defiant duck.
He's a mad defiant duck because he knows he can't run again because he'd like to run 50 more times. But here's the deal. I don't necessarily remember him dressing down reporters and being as abrasive as he is in his first term that he is. And I could be wrong.
No, he was.
He was?
Yeah, he
okay.
was.
All right. I'm wrong.
That's where, because he was fake news the whole time.
Right.
Everything was fake news.
They're great people. They're the backbone of our country. So we're going to use that money to provide $12 billion in economic assistance to American farmers. $12 billion is a lot of money, Meryl. What do you think? Peanuts for you, though, right? Peanuts. She's a farmer of rice. This relief will.
I hope she's not Asian.
No, she's just kind of a pretty white woman.
I'm just saying, why would? Maybe I'm not smart enough to get the joke, but she's a farmer of rice. I don't get it. Dan, you're the smartest guy in the room. Do you get it? I don't get it. Do you?
I don't get it. No.
I mean, it's a lot of money, isn't it, there, hot chick? But you're a farmer of rice.
She's a farmer of rice.
Well, maybe because she doesn't do soy.
Okay.
Maybe that's
I don't know, but I mean, even you, the smartest guy in the room, doesn't quite understand it, right? I mean, I don't get it.
This release will.
And by the way, Lummy, I'll tell you, the farmers that are killing it right now, the people that raise cattle.
Oh yeah.
Cattle is at an all-time high, and they don't see any relief in sight. And I don't know how the cattle market got the run up. But man, cattle, because there's a stockyard right by my racetrack.
Yeah.
And I know the guy, and he's like, I've never seen cattle. And they call it on the hoof, dollar on the hoof. He's like, you wouldn't believe what the dollar on the hoof is right now. It's the largest I've ever seen, and there's no relief in sight. And they don't, and there's not a shortage of cattle. There's not a shortage of cattle.
But they're going for premiums?
Highest in the history of our country, with no relief in sight.
I was looking at soybeans, and for the last 52 weeks, the low was $9.45, and the high was $11.70 for a bushel, and right now it's at $10.88.
Yeah, I don't know historically what it's been like. Maybe check history, for 10-year soybean prices. Now, the soybean prices, Dan, right now might be competitive for what they needed back in August when they were selling their crop, and they were getting I think literally $3.50 a bushel or something like that. And I think the break-even point and listen, I could be completely wrong. This is just information that I've picked up in Warsaw, but I think the break-even point's $5.50 to $6 a bushel is what it takes to produce. So, it looks like, China has again agreed to buy soybeans after the big summit that Trump had. But when the crop came in, and for the 4 or 5 months that the farmers needed the money, soybeans, China was not buying soybeans, and they were like $3.50 a bushel. And a guy's like, I can't sell them for that because I'm losing 100% of my money. And I'm going to lose my combine, and I'm going to lose everything.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops. And it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
That's good. That's a good thing. And Lummy, the guy, just know that the woman, the attractive woman beside him,
Brooke Rollins, that's who it is.
She likes rice.
Yeah, she's the Secretary of Agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah.
She should have said, no, Donald, I'd like all products, my friend.
That's right.
Hello, who's this?
Morning, Bob. How we doing today, boys?
Good. And you know what, sir? I want to open this up by saying I'll take any criticism you want to give me, my friend. Anything.
No, Bud, that's not what I'm calling in. I think people love you. I wouldn't mind the chat too much. They're just trying to get Mama's attention is all.
I feel like I'm on the farm right now, Seth, don't you?
Not too much there, Bud.
Okay, all right there. Hey, buddy.
But, hey, man, I wanted to ask you. Oh, sorry about that. But, hey, I wanted to ask you boys here. Back, you're talking about the media there a little bit. And, I'm kind of dummy of the year, but aren't they just kind of a little really big one-sided? Because I remember when Biden was in there, he was just getting softballs, man. Any of us could knock out of the park, and then he'd give like a card with the questions and the answers.
Hold on. I agree with you 100% in the fact that Trump doesn't have specific reporters that he has been. There's a list of reporters that he's supposed to call on, and they have softball questions, and he has a softball answer. I completely agree with you on that because that did happen. And I do give Trump credit where he's just going off and taking anybody that wants to blurt one out. I'll give Trump credit on that because Biden was doing that. He was only calling on specific people that had pre-written questions that he tried to stumble through on already a preconceived answer. So great point on that, sir. I'll give that one to you.
Are you Canadian?
No, I'm Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. Don't you know? I got to tell you right now, we're going down to hunting camp later, don't you know? And we're going to go get us some deer. Yeah, don't you know?
Oh, no, that just ended beginning of November. We got muzzle loading going on now, and we just got about 8 inches of ice on the lake, so we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to go out do some sturgeon fishing later on, don't you know, with the shanties and everything, don't you know?
Oh, yeah, no, but we got a blizzard coming in now, so that's going to be a little risky bringing the house up, but we'll see what tomorrow brings.
I love people from Minnesota and Wisconsin and Upper Michigan. They all have this such wholesome, don't you know, they're the salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth, like Angus.
That's right.
Yeah, like Angus, salt of the earth, absolute salt of the earth, sir.
Yeah, no, I appreciate. I don't know if the whole state's like that, but kind of our northern country, I suppose we are a bit.
Yeah, don't you know? And Dan, they're so nice. Like they're just so they give you the shirt off their back. If you were stuck in a ditch, Dan, this guy would pull you out. Don't you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you ice fish?
Oh yes, sir. I love it. That's my winter pastime, my man.
Now, sir,
I don't know if you guys have ever went.
Do a lot of Somalians ice fish with you?
No, but hold on. Isn't it true that a true ice, like when you're fishing for ice, one of the big, I think my guy in Wisconsin does this, but one of the big thing is you're fishing for sturgeon, and you set up what they call a shanty, and it's like a little hut.
That was your ice fishing reference? The shanty was for ice fishing?
Yes.
The guy called it his house. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to take the house out.
Yeah,
that's the shanty.
That's called
the
yeah. Okay. So it gets so cold that they put this little shanty that and the ice is so thick that they can even build a fire inside the shanty as they're fishing for these sturgeon, and I think that's what you guys fish for is the sturgeon, right, bud?
Oh, Bud, that's a loaded question right there. And I'm going to give you a yes and no, and here's why. See, in Wisconsin, you can spear for sturgeon. There's like one lake or one river you can do it. You can get one a year. Where in Minnesota, we typically go up to the Rainy River, which is at the Canadian border in the spring, summertime, and then you can catch one or keep it, And
But when you're ice fishing, do you?
Yep, no.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that, but ice fishing. Now that's like myself. I love the spear northern pike is what they're called. So I just got a little 6x8 with a couple holes cut out, and most of them were propane heated. Like my grandpa back in the day, he used to have probably what you're talking about, little 4x4 deal with the big ice hole, and that's what he used to wood fire. But now they got these ice castles, and they can run you over $100,000 for a fish house, my man.
Oh my God! I think I understood that.
Now, do you sleep in there and everything?
Oh, some of them have everything. They got even like the RV editions guys are doing, so you can have a full kitchenette, bed, shower, black and gray water takes. I mean, we're talking a Cadillac on ice. You can get slide outs, fifth wheels. It's crazy what they have in these ice castles,
Meanwhile, you just
got guys throwing them around with a $5,000 pickup. Makes no sense to me, but to each their own.
To each its own, eh? Well, listen, my friend, I appreciate what was. Hopefully, answered your question. Yeah, we did about the Biden stuff. I appreciate you, being Bubba Army. I appreciate you listening to the show, and more importantly, thank you for calling, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of a newer guy, and I've actually heard about you years ago from a guy from central Minnesota that tried to get a little beef with you on. Well, then he kind of became unlistenable, and actually, I found you on Roblox. I had to find the new morning show, and you were kind of on the front page there. I'm like, yeah, I heard of this cat. I don't know much about him, but I'll check him out.
Yeah, check me out, eh? And I think you're going to like me way more than that other dude that really, really imploded. And I think that you and I probably have a lot more in common, my friend. I think I'm a real dude. I think the guy I know you're talking about, I don't want to necessarily mention his name, but I don't think that he runs. I don't think that he owns a racetrack or owns heavy equipment or knows anything about ice fishing or sturgeons or anything like that.
Yeah, but he can swap with the best of them.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there, my man.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you. What's your name?
Hey, my name's Paul.
Paul, you're Paul from Minnesota, okay? Paul from Minnesota.
Paul from Minnesota, yes, sir.
Paul from Minnesota. Appreciate you, Paul.
Pike fishing Paul.
Hey, you guys have a great day. Have a good week. We'll catch you.
Okay, we'll catch you later, eh? Salt of the earth, those people.
Pike, it's a walleye. There you go.
Yeah, Dan, they have these shanties that are like tents, and they can put like a little fire, like a little propane heater in there.
I've seen the small ones, absolutely, but I didn't realize they've gotten so sophisticated.
Oh, he was saying they put fifth wheels on it now.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, you think about how thick that ice has to be to be rolling up with a fifth wheel, right?
Don't want to be doing that in May.
No. And let me, a sturgeon, is that an edible fish or is that just a sport fish?
I mean,
hold on. The Gloria Zach Seth Kushner, who usually is a Gene Lasker guy. She's she tried and true. She's like 25 for Seth money, knowing that he's going to be hosting on Thursday and Friday. Gloria Zach early in on the Seth support.
Oh, wow.
How about that, eh? How about you?
And Gino will be with me on Friday.
Yes, he will, don't you know?
Real quick, the sturgeon, it is edible. It's a more, you can smoke it. People like that.
I think what they do
is it gamey? Does it taste gamey, Lummy?
But they're real big.
Oh yeah, you want the eggs. That's what you're going for.
Because it's caviar.
Is that where caviar comes from?
That's where a lot of it comes from.
One source of it, yes, Bubba. Their eggs are priceless.
So what they will do is they'll get a sturgeon out, and Lummy, you can only get them out of the hole. Yeah. And then I think at that point now, can you milk the eggs out of them and then throw them back in, or do you kill them to get the eggs?
I think,
I've seen them milked and thrown back.
Yeah, the farm raised ones are. I mean, I think most of the people that are going for them, they're going for like the steaks because they're like, I would say they're a firm, steakier fish. And then, you get the caviar.
But they're like the size of like a tarpon, aren't they?
They're a little smaller.
Smaller.
They're between a tarpon and a snook.
Maybe like a kingfish.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Like 35 to 40 pounds.
It would be like a big snook.
Okay.
Like 15 pounds.
I have a good friend named Kim.
Like a big tarpon,
I have a good friend named Kim, and she's from Wisconsin, and she lives down here now. And she and her family are from the Green Bay, area, and her brother and most of her family still lives up there, and like the minute the lake freezes over. And then, Dan, it has to be frozen for like X amount of days. There's like a whole equation of how cold it has to be, at least this cold.
Well, yeah, you don't want it when it's been frozen for 3 minutes, guys. Let's get out here.
Let's take our fifth wheel. Like there's a whole, Dan, like a whole chart of how long it needs to have been frozen for how long for safety and how thick it is and how firm it is. But they go out and it's a big thing. Like, you know, they'll
like one day they'll just announce, okay, now we can start. Like they'll the Parks Department get involved.
Don't you know that the lake is thick enough now for us to go sturgeon fishing this weekend? Don't you know? Oh, yeah, I got my shanty. She's the one that told me all about the shanty, and her brother goes out, and he's like a really good sturgeon fisher and like a fisherman. And, yeah, she's the one that kind of got me up to speed on the whole deal. When we return, we're going to start breaking down this Netflix Warner Brother deal. Oddly enough, isn't Trump involved in this?
Well, yeah, he's the president. But, I mean,
no.
Kushner.
He has sent the Kushner guy, which is his son-in-law, right?
Yeah.
And to be potentially an investor. And because now the Netflix Warner Brother deal has blown up and Paramount has stepped up and offered more money to Warner Brothers and kind of tried to put a slider on Netflix. Isn't that kind of what's, in layman terms, what's happened? Paramount makes hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers. Now, I thought Paramount was owned by CBS and was part of Warner Brothers, but it's not. Right?
Yeah.
So Paramount is its own entity? I thought Paramount was the streaming version of Warner Brothers / CBS. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a deal that
confusing,
was
confusing, isn't it?
It very much is.
And you know, they're all owned by 3 companies, right?
Macho Man said, soon to be Trump Films. Just want to let you know, I know a lot of people don't like me, but I own Netflix now. Yes, I own Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount. I own it all. There'll be a documentary about me every month about what I did good.
There's nothing worse than a Netflix movie, though.
What do you mean?
The Netflix movies, the ones that they make on their own.
I think they're pretty good.
They're low budget.
Well, the Adam Sandler stuff's good, right?
Adam Sandler stuff's great.
Yeah.
I don't like Adam Sandler, but I'm talking about like the typical Netflix-based movie.
I don't know. The P. Diddy documentary's doing pretty damn good. Lights Out.
That's documentary.
Dan, some of those movies you're talking about, they're starting to go over to Tubi, and Netflix is kind of stepping their game up a little bit now.
Yeah,
like the low budget kind of. All that.
It's like three actors, the whole movie.
Yeah,
it's a lot of dialogue.
When's the last time, Dan, you actually perused around Netflix?
A few days ago.
Okay, all right.
And I was disappointed with the choices.
Okay.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Seinfeld reruns on, man. I hate our sports. It's just something I've watched. Their sports.
You know what I got into and made me cry? Is I got into a Vince Lombardi documentary on YouTube. I put YouTube on my TV and I can get down a rabbit hole on that, but they did an hour and 20-minute documentary on Vince Lombardi, and what a fucking on stuff that people didn't really know about him. And
made you like him more?
Yeah, I understand.
It was great.
Made you like him more?
I never loved. I love him.
Isn't the best sturgeon to eat like 15, 25?
Someone said, Chad, the sturgeon can get to be 12, 15 feet and 500-600 pounds.
Best meat?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know they got that big.
Is it the smaller sturgeon better to eat than the bigger sturgeon? Yeah.
Don't forget the Bucks have that Amazon.
Yeah, they do that.
That Amazon documentary coming soon.
Signed,
the Bucks do?
The 50-year thing?
Yeah.
They just signed Jason Paul.
December 11th.
They just signed what?
Pierre Paul in his 7 fingers.
Oh, this week, Dan. Tomorrow. Or what? Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah, so that'll be something to watch.
I understand Thursday.
Oh, after their Thursday night game against Atlanta. Okay, that makes sense.
And they after they had pure Paul practice, they signed them. Like I said, they have to sign you to practice.
You gotta sign him in order to
Good
retire.
practice. Just get a contract to get him on the field.
He'll give him a 1 day. No, they'll give him a 1. Is this for a retirement deal?
No,
they signed him. Well, they signed him for.
They're letting him practice for a few days, see if he can play out. Just kind of like the whole Philip Rivers thing.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. That just came out. I read it this morning.
Oh shit.
Who?
Clear Paul.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He signed last night. 7 fingers came down. He's on the practice squad. And tell my Thunder. We know starting to get big. I was trying to explain to Bubba that the smaller fish is the best fish to eat.
Don't forget those 6 boxes you got to put in there.
Oh, everything's already loaded.
Well, I mean, why are you the best ever?
I just wanted to get it done for you, boss. Perfect. Thank you. Patricia, am I wrong or am I right? I'm curious.
Hello, chat. I just want to let you know, I know you hate me. I'm sorry we're having a bad day today. I'm sorry.
Or anyone tell me that.
What's that?
Oh, I was just talking to chat. Just cut the creamsicle, $100.
I'm sorry.
Good seeing you cut the
You guys,
creamsicle.
I got some personal shit going on, and
Well, he only needs to win 5 more Super Bowls and have a Super Bowl for every finger. Super Bowl ring for every finger. Because he won with the Giants.
hey Dan, I almost was going to ask you to give me a prescription to go to Crespo today for a back X-ray.
I couldn't hear you. For a back X-ray?
I said I almost was going to ask you. I got this fucking. Get my. Okay, up, over to the right, down. Right there is like
0. Relax for a second. That's right underneath your scapula. Right?
Up.
Right there?
Over to the left.
To the left or right? Left?
Right there. Like it's like.
Oh, it's jacked.
I mean, it's like. I don't think I broke anything, but Erica says that it's hot. And
you got a wait. You got an assist there too.
Well, I got
a little assist there. You got a little.
Yeah. I got a little sebaceous.
Yeah, sebaceous cyst.
But that's not like my neck.
It's like the muscle though, and deep.
Like my neck.
Yeah, that's your supraspinatus.
Yeah.
And your teres.
So you think I don't think I broke anything. I think I just probably maybe.
You strained your muscle or it's spasming. So like a good massage.
Okay.
You know, or the thumper. The thumper would help. Hot bath, that kind of shit.
Jay's here.
Oh, Jay's here?
Yeah, he'll be in. He should be in here. I mean, I see people take out fucking cars and shit on those frozen lakes.
Josh, I said I would always told it.
Oh, you're gonna pull them out?
Yeah, I
every fish can
that actually scares me going on that.
Huge.
Yeah.
But the average sturgeon catches that big, 30 pounds.
Tired of paying sky-high cable TV bills? Sick of juggling endless streaming subscriptions? There's a better way. Go to getabox.com. With Get a Box, you get every channel, every game, every movie ever made. Watch local and national channels, live sports, all your favorite movies, and much, much more. This isn't another subscription. It's a one-time purchase. No contracts, no fees, no nonsense. For a limited time, use promo code BUBBA at checkout for $25 off any box. That's getabox.com, promo code BUBBA.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. All at the Bubba Army now returns.
Lummy, I got Matt Cox in today at 11 o'clock.
Oh, great.
He's coming over here.
Oh, sweet.
He actually has a book that he wrote, and I need to get it out of my truck.
He's a smart guy.
It's about. Thank you. It's about
Is it Wall Street Mafia by Ben Skull?
No.
Okay.
It's about, and it's kind of deadpan and kind of tongue-in-cheek, but he's done the research, and that's not what this podcast with Matt Cox is completely going to be about. But we're going to talk about it a little bit. But supposedly, at every Garth Brooks concert for like the last 20 years, there's been somebody killed.
What?
Yeah.
And it's and let me you've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
And it's called, I think, I Got Bodies in Low Places by Matt Cox. And it's for, you know, he doesn't really promote it much, but when I did his podcast, he had a copy of it, and I started looking at it, and I go, Matt wrote it, and he was like, yes, he goes, it's probably, you know, not real, meaning there's probably maybe not a serial killer. But if you look at the statistics, and he went in and he did the statistics, and he had somebody help him, there is a tragedy or a person that's killed, according to this book, and Matt's going to be able to give me the statistics on every Garth Brooks concert for the last 20 years. I mean, you've heard about it, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Can you Google it and see if anything comes up?
Oh, yeah, a lot of things come up. Because the Tom Segura, also, who's a comedian, he got into some hot water with Garth Brooks because he mentioned it. I think Garth Brooks sued him.
Really?
About it. Yeah, I think there was something that he had to retract his statements or something like that.
Yeah, well, Matt Cox wrote a book about it, and I'm gonna go get it out of my truck next break, and that's what we're gonna be talking about, along with just overall how he's doing and stuff like that. I think he's approaching 900,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. 900. Well, and then after that, of course, comes 1 million. Jay, how you doing? And Jay, thank you so much for lunch yesterday. I know that you paid, and I didn't get and it was really inconspicuous on how you paid when you were the second richest guy at the table.
By a long shot.
What I'm saying is, like, man, the richest guy didn't even reach for his credit card.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he?
Oh, of course he did.
What a good dude.
He is a great
What a
guy.
great dude. And I told Dan, I said, Dan, I just, you and him kind of are wired the same, and it must be a doctor thing.
It's a surgeon thing.
Yeah.
Jim Norman, dude. He's definitely A-type personality. It's like my father. Do you know what I mean? That kind of reminds you of the same. It's
Dan's
a
like
surgeon.
Dan's like Joe, and is like Jim.
And like David Halpern. And they all have it.
Halpern,
every one of them.
You know what? Dan Halpern might have more swagger than you.
I don't know.
I'm just
sure
saying
that's how you feel
that.
today.
I'm just saying. Halpern runs around like you do, like slinging D. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And again, I mean, Dan will tell you if he had to have plastic surgery, the only person he would let touch him would be David Halpern.
In Tampa, yeah.
In Tampa. What a good dude. What a great guy. Here's a story about the Netflix Warner Brother deals. Now, has Paramount Plus thrown a wrench in here? And Jay, like, when they say a hostile takeover, does that mean like you're offering a money per share that the board cannot, basically in a good conscience say no to, but they might not necessarily want to sell, but the healthiness of the country and you being on the board representing the stockholders, it's best, because that's what a board of directors does, is they try to do what's best for the hundreds of millions or tens of millions or thousands of stock people that own stock in that country, in that company. So when it's a hostile takeover, does that mean that they've just been, they don't necessarily want to sell the company, but the potential buyer has offered them, so much money for their stock that they consciously cannot say no, and for what the betterment of the company?
It's so interesting you bring up that point, because this morning everything was about hostile takeover, and I was like, boy, they're really trying to term this a hostile takeover. And so what does that mean? It's when a company buys a controlling stake in another company, a target company, without the approval or cooperation of the target's board or director or management. I don't know that's what's happening
now. Does that
now.
mean that they try to come in and buy a large group?
They buy the stocks.
Enough to have controlling interest, potentially?
Yes, they go
And
directly
so
to the shareholders, offering aggressive tactics to gain control over the majority stocks. And so they offer basically an offer they can't refuse. But that doesn't seem like what's going on. It sounds like there's a lot of boards approving it. I don't understand it.
Here's the story. Here's the story from the
capacity.
NBC Nightly News. If you were to ask our president, NBC fake news is fake news. Everything's fake. I think Donald Trump needs to come out with a network called Real News. You know,
a great idea.
I mean, you know, not that everybody would believe it would be his propaganda, but it would be real to him, wouldn't it?
Something crazy like Truth Social.
Well, I mean,
that's what that whole purpose of that was.
I know.
Real news. It was real social media.
Has it made money? Could you ask that? Maybe I'll ask. I haven't asked Alexa in a long time. Alexa,
I don't know if it's made money, but it's definitely given him a place where, you know, he doesn't have to ever worried about being thrown off, you know?
Well,
and it's worth more than it was when he formed it.
Hey, Alexa. Alexa, good morning. Hello, Alexa. How are you?
I'm feeling charged up for the season. Must be my new electric holiday theme.
I think
powered by the all-electric Toyota BZ.
I think you're hanging out with Dan if you're feeling charged up.
To add a jolt of joy to your holidays, ask me to start the electric holiday theme.
No. No, bitch.
Remember when she used to be helpful? Now
she's just like Dan, where she just does what she wants.
She's pimping an electric vehicle.
Well, she's on the take from Toyota. I mean, she's got to get the mentions in.
True. Hey, Alexa. Has Trump Social made any money, been profitable?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Truth Social.
I'm sorry. Hey, Alexa, has Truth Social made a profit?
From Quora.com. Truth Social has zero revenue.
That was simple.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what?
That can't be right because they have
it's
to.
a beacon for freedom of speech. That's all.
I know, but they have to have advertisers and pre-rolls.
How much money has X made in the last 3 years?
Well, this says that it has an annual revenue decline of $3.6 million.
So that's what it loses.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, can you
Jimmy
see
Kimmel loses more?
Meanwhile, can you see what X is worth? Didn't Elon pay? I think $45 million for it.
And so here's what's interesting is that's the real life last example of a hostile takeover, and that's what I don't think is happening here. So Elon Musk acquired Twitter.
The acquisition of Twitter was considered hostile
because he initially acquired 9.2% stake in Twitter. They invited him to join the board, and then he later announced his intentions to buy the company against their wishes. And you remember they had to do it because he bought so much of the shares, and then he was part of the board, and then the board had to approve the deal
because he was part of it, and he owned X amount of shares.
They had to approve it because it was a profit. It was.
Right.
They had to prove. The board acts as a fiduciary for the stockholders, and so when there's a deal that's too good to be true, that's actually a great deal. They have to take it.
I'm gonna say, I wonder if there's something you have to sign to be a board member, saying that if we get such an extraordinary offer where we, as a company, are going to turn X amount of dollars as a profit, we have to, regardless of our affection for this company, as a fiduciary duty to our stockholders, if and maybe there's a threshold of what that price is. If there's a penny, if it's this price or above, we have to. There's an automatic kicker that kicks in that says you have to sell.
Yeah, they were financially obligated to sell it.
Right, regardless of who the buyer is, and regardless if they wanted to hang on or not.
It was too profitable of a deal for them to say no to it.
Tonight, a plot twist in a Hollywood blockbuster deal. Paramount, home to the CBS network and marquee franchises like Top Gun and Star Trek, making a $108 billion hostile takeover cash bid offer to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in full to head off Netflix's purchase of Warner Brothers Studios, HBO, and HBO Max. Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison on CNBC today making his case.
We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal they currently have signed up with Netflix.
Wow.
So they have to take it. They have to look at it.
So the Netflix deal was X, and the Paramount deal is $17 billion. Was it billion or million?
Billion.
Billion.
More.
17. Let me just make sure I get it right here. Hold on.
offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal they currently have signed up with Netflix.
The offer from Paramount comes after President Trump said he would personally be involved in the decision on if the Netflix deal should be allowed to go through.
See, why? Why?
So it also looks like in the deal, Paramount wants all of Warner, the streaming, movie studios, and cable side, where Netflix is more just the streaming side.
So it's a little bit, it's a different deal.
Paramount would take everything, and Netflix would
wants a portion.
Yes.
All right. So the portion might make sense than all, but all might make more sense than the portion. And why does Trump have to stick his nose in it? Because of market share? Now, I do know this, and Seth, you know it as well. Within the FCC, there are ownership rules where you can only, is it 5 or 7 FMs?
I think 7.
Yeah, it used to be 7 FMs. You can only own 7 FMs in various markets as a radio company, or it could be less than 7 if the market share is more than like 37 to 40%, then you have to peel off stations so you lower that threshold. So like it could be 7 if there were 7 stations that didn't have a 40% market share. But it could be 6 if you had 7 stations that were at 40 and you had to peel one off to break below the threshold. So it's, maybe the president is going to get involved in it in that aspect, but that would be the head of the FCC would be the guy that would be at the forefront of making this decision and telling Paramount or Netflix or whoever the potential buyer or seller is. That would go through the FCC chairman, not micromanaged by the president. But it seems like the president wants to stick, his nose in this particular deal. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I think the president's problem or potential involvement in this would be because this could create too much of a market share that this particular company has, and now you're getting into antitrust and monopolistic type deals.
And today said both companies' offers should be examined.
We have to see the Netflix percentage of market, Paramount.
I was right.
The percentage of market. I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine.
Trump saying he met recently with Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos.
So Jay, I was right. It's all about percentage of market.
Correct.
So you don't get into monopolistic, and I don't know if TV is different than radio. I know the threshold for radio is either 35 or 40% of the market. If your stations equal that, you either have to sell stations or get one or tank one so that it underperforms.
Before the streaming giant made its offer that would combine the home of Stranger Things and Bridgerton with Warner Brothers Golden Globe nominees like Sinners and White Lotus.
And you know what? I'm telling you right now, man, I think we're just on the absolute appetizer portion of streaming becoming even more of our life and more powerful than any of us can wrap our heads around. And it's going to be, that's why these companies are quick to absorb others with multi-billion dollar offers, because it's going to be such a way of life. And legacy television and legacy radio is going to be a thing. It's going to be literally legacy radio and legacy TV are going to be considered like if you had the rabbit ears on your TV and only got 4 channels, like back when we used to be kids. And that everything is digital and everything is streaming. That's why they're paying such unbelievable amount of money for this particular real estate, because everything is going to end up there. Everything. And here's my question for everybody in the room that's technologically advanced. What's next? Like, Seth, 10 years, 15 years ago when we were in radio and syndicated radio was kind of the thing, and then Sirius XM signed on, and it was satellite radio and the ability to deliver a radio signal globally, through a satellite. That was kind of the sexiest person on the sexiest real estate on the dashboard. And right now it's streaming and CarPlay and being able to pipe anything through your phone, through your car. But what's beyond that?
Virtual reality.
You think so?
When you asked us, I had to think of something real quick, and now I'm thinking about virtual reality where you get to be in the stuff you watch.
So you get to do you think it'll be in our lifetime where we live two lives, our real life, and then we go home and put these goggles on and we go live another life?
Oh, I mean, yeah,
it's kind of like that now, isn't it, Bubba?
I was going to say that a lot of people have those escapes, whether it's video
they're called
games.
Losers, but I'm just saying, is Jay Diaco ever going to be able to do that?
What's his other life when Jay goes home? I mean, is he putting on a headset to go be a surfer? I mean, is he putting on to go work a 9 to 5 in an office?
No. Yeah, see, so I don't know. See, I don't know that any of us really know what the next technology. Or does it stop with streaming because that's all we can really wrap our head around?
Movie theaters completely go out of business.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think AI is the next thing, and how it applies to us. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be in every facet of our lives.
Does government get involved into AI and have to regulate it because it becomes so good that now, Jay, we're running into that. Things that we've seen movies about where the AI takes over the human.
Here's a problem, Bubba. It's the Internet of Things, and that's what we're not considering, and that's not the question. That's the question you didn't ask. Our refrigerator is connected to our car at this point. My everything is connected. Your refrigerator, your power, your thermostat, your phone.
So you're talking about connectivity.
It's connected for communication purposes, for data purposes. And so when the Internet of Things becomes so pervasive that everything we have, from our vacuum cleaner to our cell phone, is connected, then that whole potential AI being disruptive is possible. Because it could literally shut down everything at once, and it's so decentralized to turn off.
I was reading...
That's the problem. There's no big computer where you could just say, okay, this guy's being an asshole. This computer's a bad boy. Bad boy, I'm pulling the plug on you.
I had that in
Wow.
We won't be able to do that.
Dirty there.
Bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
But I heard...
I'll unplug your dirty ass.
And they say, no, you can't. You can't unplug us.
Right, unplug what?
Because you know what?
You can't unplug blockchain.
Because we... are unpluggable.
Right, that's the whole thing.
So you think you can unplug us, but we got 3 backups that says we'll plug ourselves back in. And you know what? I'll up your bad boyness. I'm the bad boy.
Right, and that's where Bitcoin. That's where the technology that allowed for Bitcoin allows for AI to be decentralized.
I was reading something.
That's the scary part, and that's where I think that Musk is, because I always thought, okay, so we got this computer that's really, 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 really smart, and it starts acting like an asshole. You flip it off. But when you have distributed registries and the blockchain entity of being able to run something from 10,000 different computers at once, there's nothing to turn off. You can't turn off Bitcoin. You won't be able to turn off the Internet of Things, or when AI gets to that point.
It's like almost it was laid out in front of us back in 1982, and we never thought that it would catch up to us. But remember War Games? Mm-hmm. Shall we play a game?
It was actually Space Odyssey 2000.
And it was Hal, the computer, Dan, that took over the launch codes of the nuke. It was going to release a nuclear bomb, and the government could not stop Hal because it turned into a whole thing in itself.
It became decentralized.
Right. It became
you can hide in everything.
Unmanageable.
Right. It can hide in your cell phone.
And so I was reading an article this weekend where the biggest problem we're gonna actually have is that at the current growth rate of AI, and there's a mass race to everybody to get into AI. Mm-hmm. Everybody, Meta, Apple, Alphabet.
Well, governments, United States versus China.
Yes.
There's a huge AI battle there.
Here's the problem. our current power grid, these AI companies have football fields worth of servers just to run the AI. Now, they have football fields full of servers to run currently our computer systems and our communication systems and our streaming systems and everything that we do currently. They have to double and triple their existing infrastructure to support their AI world, and it will absolutely decimate our power grid unless we do something about our power grid.
Do you know what our administration did to deal with that?
No.
Trump is allowing the AI companies to build their own separate standing power plant next to their AI facilities that can generate enough power to not only power the facility, but also give back to the grid.
That's great.
Right?
He should say that before calling that reporter stupid. I just want to let you know, I know you're not the smartest knife here, but I'm actually allowing AI companies to do their own power grid.
He says it. People just don't pay attention.
I
That's
know.
why I know it. I've heard him say it.
One of the problems with all that computing, though, also is heat and getting rid of the heat.
Right, thermal.
And so the thermal footprint.
Dan, you're like an AI fact. You bring a lot of heat. we need to cool you down.
Yeah,
We need a Dan.
sit my ass in a river.
We need a Dan cooler is what we need. We need to put a radiator on Dan is what we need.
We should always live like this.
Today's move was entirely expected. We have a deal done, and we are incredibly happy with it.
So this is the CEO or the CEO of Netflix that says today's move was entirely expected. We have a deal done, and we are incredibly happy with the deal. We think it's great for our shareholders. We think it's great for our customers. So is this the Netflix guy saying that they're too late and we already got a deal done?
Yeah, and so I've got a little bit more detail. So the reason that this one is considered hostile is because Paramount launched a direct, unsolicited bid to buy the shareholders at a premium price. Paramount's offering $30. Netflix only offered $27.75, and so he's recommended to the board to take $27.75, and Paramount's offered $30. So what's the board? What are the shareholders going to do? They're going to take the 30.
You have to.
You have to
but
take
here's
the 30.
The deal. Here's the deal.
Duty.
But Lummy says there's two different deals where the Paramount at 30 is all in, and the Netflix at 27 is a portion.
Yeah, one doesn't want the news agencies.
So what I'm saying is, like, you probably as a shareholder have to do cost analysis as to, okay, is the 27 and change and partial ownership actually a better deal than the 30 all in, right? I mean, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
And that's what they're probably in the process of doing.
And that's what he's saying is we're happy with the deal that we've offered for the assets that we're trying to purchase.
It's great for our shareholders. It's great for consumers.
Today, Warner Brothers Discovery said it will carefully review the Paramount offer and advise shareholders within 10 days.
Do you think it's going to get even uglier? Because this seems like it's getting pretty messy.
Depends a little bit on how Warner Brothers responds. It could definitely get uglier because it seems like Ellison doesn't want to go down without a fight.
Chloe Molas joins us now. And Chloe, the Golden Globe nominations came out, and it shows what a powerhouse a combination of Netflix and Warner Brothers would be.
Absolutely. Well, Netflix received 35 nominations today. And when you combine HBO and Warner Brothers, that's another 30 more. So imagine if these two companies.
But, man, what's the percentage of marketplace that you now 60, 70%? And
Monopoly?
And what are the rules? I don't know that the FCC has rules in place for streaming marketplace numbers. I know they do for television and radio, some of the older stuff, but have they actually sat down and made, percentage of marketplace rules for streaming that's relatively new?
Merged together, Tom, what a behemoth they would be, at least in the case of award shows.
Yeah, some fear would dominate Hollywood.
And then
it says the FCC does not have any specific regulations.
See, there you go.
Against
They've not even thought of it. It's real estate and technology that the FCC doesn't even currently have any They have regulations on everything. From the oil companies to grocers to Walmart. I mean, how much of the marketplace and that you can consume or control is part of what every antitrust and monopolistic lawsuit civilly is all about. Here, is this Trump? I think this is Trump talking about maybe that.
Yes. What about Netflix and Warner Brothers?
Well, that's got to go through a process, and we'll see what happens. Netflix is a great company. They've done a phenomenal job. Ted is a fantastic man. I have a lot of respect for him, but it's a lot of marketing.
Man, Melania's beautiful. God, she's hot. And she doesn't say much. That's what I really like about her.
Your kind of girl.
She's not lippy. I mean, there's not a person in this room that can tell me the last time that Melania got lippy. Right? Meanwhile, Jill Biden, that bitch was flapping all the time because her husband couldn't. So, maybe Melania's like, yeah, I can't even get a word in, so why should I try?
Although she tried to talk to Putin and try to put down the law and say, listen, let's not forget about the women and children.
Doesn't she know 5 languages?
Yeah, she's a smart woman. But a lot of Europeans know 4 or 5 languages. That's pretty common in Europe.
I know one, and I butcher it.
So we'll have to see what happens.
How have you prepared to host tonight?
Well, maybe I haven't prepared. Maybe you want to be a little bit loose. If you look at the great hosts, Johnny Carson, Bob Hope, those are the greats. If you look at the not-so-greats...
Man, hold on. Donald's so full of himself, he's putting himself in there with Johnny and Bob.
Well, they asked him.
It's like
you're going to be more like Don Rickles or Johnny Carson?
Terrible. But, no, I think you want to be just loose and not a lot to prepare for, really. You know what you have to be? You have to be yourself.
I've been asking your cabinet tonight, is this going to be more Johnny Carson or Don Rickles?
Well, Don, I know them both, and they were both great guys and friends of mine. Both difficult, very difficult, but great. I mean, I was really very close to both of them. You can't compare them; they were very different.
Why did you want
Johnny Carson for hosting?
I have to go into words, but I heard Johnny Carson was a handful. Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard on Offset he was a real dick.
Yeah, he had rules. He had rules, but he was also king. He was king, and if you lived in L.A. and you wanted your movie, your comedy act, your song to be heard, I mean, it had to go through Johnny.
He was a kingmaker.
Not L.A., the world.
The world.
If you lived in anywhere in the world and you wanted your movie or your song or your book or your appearance or your new clothing line or whatever, you wanted America to be up to speed on it. It was the most valuable interview or piece of real estate. If you got booked on the Johnny Carson show, you were a made man, meaning your product was well on its way.
And if you were a comedy act and he sat your ass down afterwards with him, that means he liked you, and that even further
people don't realize that he had a rule where if he would just say thank you to the comedian, and the comedian was told if Johnny just stands up and says thank you, shakes your hand, you are to leave. You are to go behind the curtains. But if he invites you to sit down, then you've made it. He liked your act, and he wants to go further.
Yeah, he did it to Ellen DeGeneres. She sat down. Jerry Seinfeld. He sat down. I mean, there's some really important comedians in their first.
Rodney Dangerfield, Louis Armstrong. Who was the real fat guy, Seth, that was a comedian? Was it Louis Anderson? Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Louis Anderson was asked to sit down. I think Louis Anderson actually opened up his Johnny Carson monologue by saying,
Chris Farley or Louis Anderson?
No, it was Louis Anderson.
Okay.
And I think one of the most infamous lines and what got Johnny was he was really heavy and he was fat and he walked out and said, I got to hurry because I'm in between meals.
There's another fat guy that says, I'm not a good swimmer because it's never been more than 20 minutes since I've eaten.
So anyway, Lummy.
I sent you Melania reading some children's Christmas stories. She just looks hot, so I didn't know if you wanted to watch that over the break.
Definitely. I'm not even going to have the volume up.
If you want to deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
David Letterman, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, and Joan Rivers' first national television appearances were on Johnny Carson.
And then she buried her. Then he buried her.
Well,
She got a show, right?
Well, she was.
Lummy, are you sure this is real?
For him. Let me walk out. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.
See you, Dan. Bye, Danny.
I forgot the memo was cold.
Bye, Danny. What? I'll take it easy.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
support you. I don't do it. It's very easy.
Jay, who's out here?
Everybody left.
This is just me and you, kid. How you been, buddy?
Oh, I'm good. How's it be?
How's the bee?
How's it be?
What's that? Oh, how's it be? Oh, it's good.
Good. Great.
My name's Tom Simon. I'm a CPA by trade. I have 30 years of stories of conducting investigations for myself and for the FBI, earned a badge and arrested lots and lots of people and made lots and lots of cases. That's pretty much what I did in the case of Kevin Liu. And his clients loved him. These were senior citizens who've been doing business with him for years. He stole $600,000 from these senior citizens. She was feathering her nest for retirement. And the last thing in the world she expected was to be caught. Clear internal control failures, clear audit failures that allowed this to occur. The opportunity to steal from your employer is nearly always a failing of internal controls at your company.
Man,
is it greater than zero?
This is talking to me.
Former
Morning, everybody.
Man, Jay, I have got to get you introduced to this guy.
Which guy?
Tom
Oh,
Simon.
the guy. Yeah.
You've got to meet this guy. Well, wait till you see what he talks about here. It's really hits home for me on what I went through. But
Well, I can't wait to hear. Morning, Ziggy. Morning, Berto. Xerxes Jonesy.
Now, Jay, have you ever been on a cruise?
Once. When I was a first-year lawyer, they had a firm cruise, and I'll never go on another one again. I felt like a trapped beaver. I hated it.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. You know,
I don't like being told where to go or when to eat or get on public transportation in a bus with the people and then go into the tourist. It's fucking sucks.
Because you just feel like a herd, don't you?
I hate it. I like exactly the opposite of that, which is going.
You like to
somewhere
catch a
without
wave and fucking be on the beach.
Yeah.
And
I like my only schedule to be tides and wind. What's up, Jay Bowler? What's up, Big E, Xerxes? How's everyone doing? Stephen Coco, Holy Oak Joe. What's up with there? Picking short stroke for PA. Right back at you, Holy Oak Joe.
Thank you, Gloria, for the Seth money.
Yes, it is.
He called me twice, no callback. That would be, what's it? Have him call right now. What's up, Napa Mike?
Okay.
Cash 239.
Hello.
That makes sense, Liz. My wife likes regimented stuff, but she doesn't like being on a boat.
Yeah, okay, I'll look it up.
What's up, Heather Spin Instructor, Dr. No, what up? There's also like cruise viruses, Stephen Coco. That's just, I don't want to get on there and be like one of those times where, 300 people got sick and were puking and shitting for a week. Yeah, I was like a trapped beaver, Jonesy. Thank you, Cash.
I mean, did you see what I sent you?
Speed, power, performance, and top-notch results on the turf and on the track. Skag Power Equipment is mowing down the competition. Built by hard-working Americans in state-of-the-art facilities, Skag machines are made to last. Don't get left behind. Visit your local Skag dealer to discover the Skag difference for yourself. Skag, simply the best.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Chase slid over one.
I slipped in real quick.
Did you hear me and Danny? We were going at it earlier. Whew. We were going at it.
For what?
Just politics. I was being, questioning Trump on some stuff.
You're allowed to do that.
Well, no, not really. You're not. You're not. I was wrong. And everybody was killing me. So I just got to sit here and toe the line and suck D. It's okay. Let me thank you for the Melania Trump. She is by far. I mean, listen, you can say, well, yeah, she by far, probably next to Jacqueline Kennedy.
Yep.
Is the most beautiful, and she might even be prettier. I mean, Jackie Kennedy was pretty, but that 60s pretty.
Yeah, she's a supermodel. I mean, the thing is she's the only first lady that Vanity Fair hasn't put on the cover. And she said, that's okay. I was on the cover before I was first lady.
Right. She is so hot.
She should be. I mean, she's a trendsetter. She's a fashion setter.
Plus, she's got to put up with him.
Gorgeous.
I mean, they probably say the same thing about the merch crick. Not only is she hot, but she's got to put up with you-know-who.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's elegant. I think she's dignified. I think she holds the office of the first lady. It's not really an office, but I think she represents the office well of the presidency. I think she adds to it. I don't think she detracts from it.
Seth, you think people say that about me? Hey, poor merch crick. She's hot, but she's got to deal with.
Do you think
maybe?
Do you think that merch crick would come on the show and read, children's Christmas stories on the air?
If we wanted her to,
like Melania's doing.
If that was our, we only have two kids.
NorCal Mark, $50 or $60.
Sammy and Walker, and I think both of them, their attention spans would not probably warrant merch crick. Talking.
Walker would be staring right at. He'd be listening.
Well, Walker would just completely pound like a spider monkey, just jump up on him and start nursing. And then Sammy would just whip out her iPad and do whatever. So, but the merch crick, maybe Seth, maybe you're onto something there. Maybe I should have the merch crick, read children's stories.
There you go.
And for a bit. For a bit, meaning like a bit, a rib.
We'll just see how this goes. Maybe not.
This doesn't go so good.
No?
To me, it sounds like she's saying it in some other foreign language.
They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough.
I don't know how real this is, Lummy.
Looks like a Bruce Lee movie right now.
The audio chain looks like it's taken from like 4 TV generations ago, and like it's not. I don't know if I.
I mean, she really did this. I don't know if anybody dubbed over this audio.
Right. She did do this.
She's done actually a couple of them lately.
I just don't think that this is necessarily the audio.
Do enough. Where I am, I'm working like my ass. I know. Christmas stuff that, who gives a about
Lummy! Lummy. That one's on you. Lummy, that one's on you.
I couldn't hear the audio. I was going for the video.
You were going for the visual. And yes. Lummy, God bless you for trying.
AI is going to be the end of this.
God bless you for trying.
He slid in a Barry Trump job on you.
So here is my daily Simon Investigations Instagram promotion of my good friend Tom Simon, who is a retired, I think after 26 or maybe 30 years of being an FBI agent and the special white crimes fraud slash, that type of, that's the division he was in. And boy, does this one really hit home. And, if you know, but he talks about internal embezzlement is usually a breakdown of somebody not paying attention. And boy, can I attest to that.
Oh yeah, it starts with trust. You trust somebody and you're not paying attention, and then all of a sudden that's where it happens.
It starts with trust, and then if you throw friendship in there, that even accelerates the trust. But
Pity, I'm coming home to do an audit.
Yeah. I mean, really? I mean, like...
No, I see how it could happen.
But here's the deal.
I trust Pity, wildly.
You trust Pity. You would give Pity... You would sign... If Pity said, Jay, I need you to sign 4 checks from Diaco Law checkbook because I got 4 things I got to pay. You would say, they're on my desk pre-signed, and you wouldn't even question... now he would later come and tell you what he did with them, but just blindly you would do anything for Pity when it came to that.
We've established that level of trust where I know exactly what he's doing is the right thing. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you
100%.
You would never question him.
Here's the bill. Okay. Here's the check.
This is what it cost. Okay. And so Tom talks about internal embezzlement, and man, had I known this guy 2 years ago, my life could be different. So could somebody else's.
FBI agent, current private investigator in.
But I don't know, Jay, and some of the civil things that you get yourself involved in, you might need this guy. I mean, I don't know if you get into this type of stuff, but he's a good guy to know.
Financial crimes.
My name's Tom Simon. I'm a CPA by trade. I have 30 years of stories of conducting investigations for myself and for the FBI. Earned a badge and arrested lots and lots of people and made lots and lots of cases. That's pretty much what I did in the case of Kevin Liu. And his clients loved him. These were senior citizens who've been doing business with him for years.
By the way, you can go to Simon Investigations on his Instagram channel. He's got like a 331,000. Have you been keeping track? I told you to, because I think the Bubba Army, please follow him.
Yes.
And please let him know in the comments section that you're Bubba Army and that you were introduced to his channel by the show. Because he's going to start coming on the, doing, when he comes down and does Matt Cox's podcast, he's going to start doing mine with, cool stories from people that he's busted.
Years. He stole $600,000 from these senior citizens. She was feathering her nest for retirement, and the last thing in the world she expected was to be caught. Clear internal control failures, clear audit failures that allowed this to occur. The opportunity to steal from your employer is nearly always a failing of internal controls at your company.
I mean, damn it, let me.
There is a greater than...
That's exactly what happened to me.
Zero chance that if there is a fraud, God forbid an embezzlement at your company, that you're going to be in the mix during the course of the investigation. Not one person who has control of the assets of the company and the accounting records. Subject interviews and how to get the confession from the bad guy. You cannot understand a fraud until you understand the timeline of how it occurred. And because what is fraud, right? Fraud is theft by deception, right? Someone is lying to you to steal money from you. What lies were told to them that separated them from their money, and so you're going to be guiding them through the story. What happened next? What happened next? What happened next? I tell you, having done this for 30 years, you get a lot of really great information when you ask that. Do you record witness interviews? Or do you take notes?
We know the answer to that one.
In real life, do bad guys know that they're bad guys? Some do. Most don't. No one is the villain in their own life story. I want you to think about that for a second, because it is so important, not only for fraud investigations, not only for police work, but in dealing with the people in your lives.
Think about that, Lummy. Nobody thinks that they're the bad guy. When we're probably all the bad guy in some way, shape, or form, especially me. Just read chat.
We are all reacting to the circumstances of our lives. And if you can understand that concept, you're going to be a better interrogator. You're going to be a better person. You're going to be a better parent. You're going to be a better husband. You're going to be a better wife. It's an exercise in imagination. I do not feel sorry for these people, but I'm going to try to get into their head to understand how they see themselves and how they rationalize their behavior. So we got to get it right, because what happens if you don't? If your report has bad information in it, and that poor lady's on the stand, what's the defense attorney going to do? Rip her to shreds. How do we know that you're telling the truth now when you were lying to the investigator then?
If your special event or conference is looking for an entertaining and informative keynote speaker, I hope you consider me. I tailor each presentation based on the audience. Investigators, regulators, and auditors will benefit from my speech on investigative best practices. Business owners, CFOs, and accounting managers want to hear about fraud prevention techniques and how to deter employee embezzlements. I also have a presentation on using FBI behavioral...
I'm here with Tom Simon.
Anyway, I find him fascinating. I look at all of his stuff and try to share with you with what I can.
So Autoglass Travis, 25.
Thank you. I just had somebody on the PayPal here that I just missed. I completely missed. Deborah McMullen. Oh, nice. Deborah McMullen. It's Debbie from Crestview. Love you guys, especially Jay. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate it. This guy here drank 33 beers on a Royal Caribbean cruise. And then was having a meltdown, got on the wrong floor of where he thought he was staying and starts kicking the door open. It's not his room. Mm-mm. He's completely out of it. The security, the people that are getting their door kicked in, they call security. Security comes and tries, I think, apprehends the guy. The guy resists. And things like that. And I don't know if he ends up dying of alcohol poisoning.
Heart attack.
Oh, was it a heart attack?
Looked like, yeah, some pulmonary, it said.
So died of a heart attack.
They gave him a sedative, too.
Oh, so...
They're suing, the family's suing the cruise line for wrongful death.
Is that
because of the 33 drinks?
Because of a combination of all of it, because they gave him... That's what I was thinking, too, Seth. Start with the 33 drinks. He got wild. Then he goes to a room, and he's so wild that they have to sedate him.
Hold on, Jay. Lawyer this up. Timeline this as a lawyer. I'm the family of this guy. I'm coming to you. Now timeline it.
You want me to try to do it so that it's a good plaintiff case or it's a good defense case? I can do it either way. Which way do you want it?
It's our cruise ship next time it goes out.
Okay, it's your cruise ship. We want to defend it or I want to sue them?
No. You're the family of the drunk guy.
Okay.
And so you're on offense.
Yep. So here's what I understood happened.
Okay.
They get on the cruise, their room's not ready, so they direct them to the bar.
Okay.
At the bar, they start loading the guy up with liquor. The family supposedly goes to check on the room, and the dad stays down at the bar.
Which is not uncommon.
They continue to give him 33 drinks. Eventually, he's so disoriented and belligerent, he starts going to the wrong floor, which is reasonably foreseeable when you give somebody 33 drinks,
right.
that they may become belligerent and
33
disoriented.
33 drinks, Jay, that they directed them to, meaning like if had their room been ready, they would not have tried to have them go to the bar and wait for it. So
and they directed him to the bar.
Right.
So then he becomes reasonably foreseeable, belligerent and disoriented, goes to the wrong floor, starts banging on doors, threatening people to kill him. And so then they sedate him. They give him, something to literally tranquilize him.
They hit him with an elephant dart or something like that?
They did. They did the old school elephant dart in the neck. And so they give him a sedative, and then he dies in their custody.
Now, Jay, a couple of things. One, would you break down how they train their bartenders or lack of? Two, would you then go into... are you approved to have sedative power? Meaning, are you a medic? Are you you would tear this thing apart.
But is there any responsibility? Is there any personal responsibility for having 33 drinks, or is that?
Well, I think
I wonder if they charged him, or if they gave him all complimentary because he was waiting. There's a little bit of a difference, but I think you have an obligation not to give somebody 33 drinks in a short period of time.
Too often when a person is extremely DUI, it could come back to the place that overserved them, and there's a cutoff point that you're supposed to teach your bartenders where you cut a guy off. And, obviously they didn't do that. That's probably strike one, right, Jay? Strike one is the improperly trained bartender just kept feeding them drinks. Strike two may be who paid for the drinks. Did the cruise line comp them because his room wasn't ready, or did he pay for them? It's strike three, or question three may be you use a sedative on a guy. How much training does your security personnel have in this sediment? Are your security guys also EMTs? What type of training? Then probably question number 4 is, what type of sedative are you using? Is it approved for public consumption? Is it law enforcement only? Is it a veterinarian deal? There's all kinds of things, right?
100%. And I don't know what the cruise ship law is, but there's something called dram shop laws. Florida doesn't have it, but in some states,
what's again?
Dram shop laws, DRAM, and that is where a bar can be held responsible for over-serving somebody. Florida doesn't have it, but some states do. And so if I see somebody at the bar that has 7 drinks, I can't give them the 8th one if I know they're driving. And so I would imagine that there's a specific set of rules with regard to dram shop laws on a boat. Can you give somebody this much alcohol?
And this other part would be, were they docked, which would make them part of whatever country, which I'm assuming is America?
No,
They are in international waters.
International waters.
So that even muddies it up, for lack of a better term, even more.
Maritime law. But there's a whole different set of rules for maritime law.
So you bring a maritime expert in.
100%. And so there's also suing the security personnel, saying that they took him to the ground, stood on decedent's body with full weight, compressed his body, causing him to stop moving. So it's sort of like, look what they're doing to him. It's like Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
What I mean? These aren't cops.
Right.
These are boat cops.
Guys that are poking, that are using medical grade sedatives on a guy.
Could both people be at fault here?
100%.
And at that point, then you ask a jury to put a percentage on who did what? Would you say, listen, my ladies and gentlemen of the jury, yes, my party accepts responsibility, but how much of, if you were to take 100% of this problem, break it down into the percentage of who did what? So is the cruise ship 60% liable, 70% liable?
But it gets worse. The crew used multiple cans of pepper spray on Virgil, according to the filings, and injected him with haloperidol as a sedative. His death was ruled a homicide caused by the combined effects of mechanical asphyxia, obesity.
Hold on, homicide, Jay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that puts it right on the cruise ship.
And ethanol intoxication. So mechanical asphyxiation means that someone held his airway, and ethanol intoxication is alcohol.
A cruise ship passenger who was reportedly drunk.
You'd love to have this. You'd love to have this case, wouldn't you, Jay?
Sad. Someone's dad died.
Well, I know that, but
like we talked before, it's a tragedy. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, just because he got, I almost said it, S-face drunk because someone kept, giving him free drinks. Who knows what this guy's normal condition is?
I'm a dad. I would have stopped at 30 drinks. You got to be responsible.
Unless you had a bear fan before and he gave you those last 3.
That's
true. On a Royal Caribbean cruise ship has died.
I just want to give my condolences to the family, and I'm really sorry. Nobody deserves to die.
Let me just to let you know, for those scoring at home, every story that I promoted that I was going to do today, I did.
You did.
Nice. Everything.
Yep.
And this is added bonus. I didn't even promote this one.
Shocked and saddened, Christopher McHale says he's heartbroken.
Oh my God.
To learn an unruly cruise ship passenger has died.
That's when you got a guy like Jimmy Cleavis. He just comes in, gives him a little TT99 rear naked choke wheel, and
this guy looks like he's
violent.
He's a big man.
He's a lot of.
No, he's a huge. Look at the size of him. He looks like he's
big
6.
Dude.
So he's a lummy size
don't
guy,
forget,
right?
Jimmy was a national champion. Greco-Roman guy. He was an AAU gold medalist Greco-Roman guy. Jimmy would leg sweep this guy in a minute.
The coroner's office.
I kind of like the rebound effect where you kick so hard that the wall and back gives you the rebound to kick it again. Check this out. Watch. Ready?
The coroner's office confirms 35-year-old Michael Virgil died aboard Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas.
Rest in peace. We just needed some help.
It was supposed to be a fun cruise to Mexico, water slides, hot tubs, even an escape room on board. But an hour after departing the port out of...
Look how big he is.
San Pedro, McHale...
Are they gonna throw a sheet over him like he's a tiger?
Yeah.
Says Virgil.
Now look at him when he's like hanging down. Can you not see he's visibly intoxicated? So that brings into question the actions of the bartenders. How many beers, how many drinks did they give the guy when 33. He was visibly intoxicated?
Elevator on the wrong
probably
floor.
At 20, 25.
Watch this. He's gonna punch this door.
and started making threats.
Seth, and how much anxiety, Seth, would you? It's just you, Sammy, and Phoebe. You finally get talked into going to that very first cruise,
God.
and that has to be. And this is your door he's knocking on.
Yeah, I'm getting. I'm calling and asking
bit.
for a few free nights.
Yeah, and need some anxiety medicine, please.
He's got his trank gun ready inside the door.
And racial slurs.
The gentleman that was drunk said that he was going to kill us, and then he started chasing us down the hallway. The crew member that I was running with was able to lock himself in one of the towel rooms.
Mikhail says Virgil injured 2 crew members and then captured video of him trying to get to that crew member by kicking the door to the towel room with his steel-toed boots.
And he was asking for God to forgive him, so...
You know that you're dealing with a crazy man when, as he's committing a very violent crime that causes his death, he's asking God to forgive him.
I mean, I forgive him. I'm not God, but I forgive him.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, buddy. You didn't get hurt.
It's alcohol.
He's getting a payday.
Just relax. Tell you what.
Shirtless and exhausted, Virgil is surrounded by security. Mikhail says they used bear pepper spray, towels, zip ties, and eventually handcuffs to detain Virgil. But one of his family members says security injected Virgil with some sort of sedative.
They gave him the booty juice.
Yeah, they did.
What Tuttle got at the Funny Farm, the booty juice.
Yeah.
And within an hour, he died. The family member says Virgil's enraged behavior is...
Jay, that's going to be a very large check they're writing. I promise you.
I believe so, too.
It's going to be a very large one.
Completely uncharacteristic of him.
When you're injecting people.
And that he was a good man who leaves behind a wife and 7-year-old son also aboard the cruise.
Oh, my goodness, man. And now, I mean, the guy's got to... he's passed, but... He's got to take some responsibility for that.
Yes, no, I mean there is a percentage, Seth, of responsibility on that guy.
That is such nonsense that that's so unlike him. Like that guy doesn't get drunk and do that stuff. That's insane.
Now, Jay, if you were to Jay, let me flip you. When you used to, work for insurance companies and stuff like that, and you'd have to turn this situation into a pro boat situation, you would get into there comes a certain amount of responsibility of drinking and consuming alcohol, and just the footage that we saw shows a person that really leaves security very little options because he's so big and he's so hostile.
You're a wild animal at that point.
You're a wild animal that, necessary measures were needed to be taken because he was just so volatile and could potentially hurt people.
So let's make a hypothetical because I don't know these other facts to be true, but let's say I'm defending Royal Cruise Lines.
Right.
Okay, well, this guy was demanding the drinks. He made sure that we continued to give him drinks and demanded it because he said his room wasn't ready and he said he had to have complimentary drinks the whole time. And no one expects someone to get agitated to this extent. He looked like he was never intoxicated at any point in time until the moment he started chasing people. That we have inherent personal responsibility as adults in this life of ours, and that you can't go around blaming other people for your own actions that happen when you happen to be drunk. That the steps that they took were reasonably necessary to subdue him under the circumstances. For me, though, that's a harder argument when I'm looking at that. But that's what they'd have to argue with. That all the policies and procedures were followed. They took the reasonable steps necessary to protect his airway.
That video would really, really help you because he looks like a monster, like an out of control monster. So you would play that for the jury, probably saying, "Listen, what are we to do here? This guy's an animal."
Well, you should have thought of that before you served him 33 drinks.
Let me, when we return, just validating that NASCAR has turned into Rent-A-Ride.
That's why I sent you that. I was curious about your,
Frankie, Malcolm in the Middle, Frankie
Munoz.
Yeah.
Munoz.
He last year wrote a check to somebody. He's always liked racing, and he's an actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a race car driver. He's not a guy like Gene Lasker or my son or Jay or even Dan that's put any track time at all, but he's just, famous and got a lot of money. And I think last year he wrote a couple checks and rented a couple truck rides. And now he wrote a bigger check It looks like he may have gotten John Morgan on board, and he's going to announce that he's going to do, I think, a full season of NASCAR trucks. That's I should actually text Tony to see what that number is. Like if you were to rent a full-time complete series season of NASCAR trucks, what's that going for? And to know that, you don't have to be, you can be Malcolm in the Middle. Some little nerd guy that never grew up on the dirt tracks of go-karting, or drove a 410 sprint car for Kurt Morgan, or drove an open wheel modified at Ocala Speedway, has 10, 15 years of being on the track. You're just an actor with a lot of money and a blank check, and you can basically write a check and be in, the Craftsman Truck Series full time.
It says it can be between $2 to $5 million.
Yeah, just write that check.
Yeah,
we'll put you in the simulator, and make you decent, but just write a check. And if you can't write that check, you ain't racing. We'll get to that next. Stand by.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Amounts he paid to run a NASCAR.
Right.
Tell Bush that he paid $4 million last year.
Hello, Kush. I've sat there.
Guys, worth, no, I say only, like, it's a lot of money, but he's only worth $30 million. You spend, one sixth of your net worth.
He's probably hoping for sponsors.
It's hard to make money.
Is it better with that Virgil guy that he opted into the all-inclusive?
He's gonna be there, though. Yeah. So
but that means if you're giving him an inclusive drink package, then you have to be able to identify with people. Because just because you're allowed to get as much as they want doesn't mean it should.
Yeah. Well, what about food?
You can eat as much. Can't stop you from overeating.
What? You can die with eating, right?
Well, I guess if we saw someone sitting
How
at the
about
table.
water? What if you drink too much water? You can die, right? How are you supposed to monitor water? What if he's sneaking into his room and drinking it?
Well, that's different. He didn't, that would be a huge difference. If they found like a bottle of liquor in his room that was gone, and it wasn't the 33 drinks, and it turned out to be it was 3 drinks and a bottle of tequila that he had in his room, then that's all on him.
He went to 33 different bars, all in a matter of a short time.
Went to every bar on the cruise ship. He's fine. They're fine.
Listen, Wade Boggs drank 107 beers in one day, especially like 73 on an airplane.
What do you think that?
He's fine.
Who's the guy? God, I can't think of his name. The golf player, the barefoot big beard.
John Daly?
Yeah. What do you think he drinks in a day?
He said it. He said it on a podcast.
He does all those seltzers now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Good morning, everybody.
His ones that he.
What's up, Herman Brown?
Happy. He's got one that he says in a day with those seltzers.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
How's Trey doing? Killing it?
Awesome.
Good way. He says he drinks 50.
Oh, come here for a second. I gotta show it to you. This is this year's rain, and I downsized them so they're a little bit more wearable.
Walking around. No, kidding. There it is. Freaking white shoes. 7. All right. Big Daddy Crouch, 1369, 84 months. Oh, shoot. Ouch. Gotta get that thing from upstairs. For you.
All right.
Oh, good. The Bears are home. Thank God.
We definitely want to make sure you're pulling that.
Dude, let me go upstairs.
He was looking for you guys, and then he couldn't get in. And
Andy? Did you get in, Lummy, or no?
he yelled something about bye boy, and then he ran out. I don't know if we're ever going to see him again. Oh, man, the Bears got back-to-back Sunday night games. Oh, wait, no. Bubba.
What?
Dude, next Bears Packers game, it's a Saturday. It's 8:20 on a Saturday. It's December 20th.
On a Saturday?
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
You know what
Because there's
they're
no
doing?
college.
Because that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it.
Oh, fuck. Great, another game where the whole world gets to...
Oh, my God.
Because then the Bears have another one in 8 days against San Francisco. That one's on Sunday night.
At least they got an extra day to get ready.
Really wearing us out.
Is it at San Fran?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the Bears are at home at Cleveland and with Green Bay.
Okay.
And I think they're going to be at home with the Lions. Can't remember if that Lions game was in Detroit or not.
Please have him get my office.
Oh, that's awesome, Berto. I love Bailey.
Pulling into the track, climbing over it, cruising it, or along for the ride. You're always in it to win it, and you want to stay cool. Super Cool Performance. Superior protection against cavitation, corrosion, and erosion. Super Cool Boil Guard. Reducing operating temperatures by up to 20 degrees. Don't get beat by the heat. Visit redlineoil.com for products designed and engineered to keep you cool.
Listener-supported sponge, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener-supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
Poor Lummy. I sent him out to my truck, and I forgot that I had the key fob, and he can't get in, and he's flipping out, and I had the key fob in my pocket, and he can't find me. I sent him out to my truck to get the Matt Cox book, and Lummy, were you just absolutely freaking out?
Oh, I was running around. I went to the front, to the back, and then to the side.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I should have checked with you before.
Here it is, a serious examination into the allegation. Is Garth Brooks Jay, he worded it so that he couldn't get in trouble.
Smart guy, isn't he?
A serious examination into the allegation, semicolon, is Garth Brooks a serial killer? Bodies in Low Places by Matthew Cooks and Pierre whoever. This is Matt's book. I forget how many books he's written. When he was in prison, that's all he did was write books. Think about it. And so listen to this, Jay. When Matt was in prison, he would find these guys, and everybody in prison wants to tell their story. Like there's what else is there to do in prison? Right? And everybody's innocent to a point.
Especially when you're a smart guy like him, people gravitate towards him.
Right.
They want to get advice and counsel from a guy like that.
He got, he's not a very big guy, so he got permanent protection from everybody because he at one time was writing like 3 or 4 different prisoners' books, and he would make them get. Although I think one panned out into something profitable, he would make them sign their life rights to him, meaning like if the book got picked up and somebody wanted to do a doc or a movie or something like that about it, he would own the rights to it. So he's like, yeah, I'll write your book. And when you're in prison for, you got a 17-year sentence and you're on year 2 and you want, you would like to have a book written about you and what you did, of course you're like, yeah, I'll give you my rights. I don't care. I got 15 more years to go.
I'd be doing the appeals for the biggest person in the prison. He'd be my protector.
Exactly. And so Matt, one of the reasons why he was protected is because he ran a lot of guys go to prison and they don't have GEDs and they didn't never graduate high school. So Matt ran the GED course, to get you.
Oh, that's great.
So he was the teacher of the GED course, so these guys could get their high school diplomas.
Like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. And so he would run that. So nobody would mess with that guy, because that guy stood between you and you getting your at least your high school diploma. So
think of how challenging the world would be if you couldn't read.
Oh.
If you had that hurdle from the beginning as well. And I've met people who were grown-ups, adults that couldn't read. And I was shocked.
I can't read that well.
We helped the person go to a class and learn how to read better because we were shocked to find out that he was borderline illiterate.
Here's a Malcolm in the Middle, Lummy. Just goes to what'd you say, Lummy? The check $3 million, 3 to 4
said between 2 to 5, but it looks like some people have been paying 3 to 4 million. So
what's up? I'm here in New York City, really excited to make my official announcement of my 2026 racing plans. Not only
God, I wish I was rich. I could put my son in a Craftsman Truck Series deal, and he would go out and I just know he would be a contender, and but I don't know that he really wants to do that. I think he just wants to race dirt.
I was going to say, is this the kind of racing you would dabble in if you won $1 billion, or would you?
Yes.
What would you do? NASCAR?
If I won $1 billion, I would get a hold of my buddy Augie, who's actually Tyler's stepfather. Augie Bertram. He owns Big Frog Motors. He owns Big Frog Motorsports. He also owns Big Frog Towing and Recovery up in Ocala. They're kind of like the steps of Ocala.
Oh, nice.
And he has a super late model team. And I would give him even more money so we could buy even better stuff. And he's got the best crew chief ever, Michael Ray. And I would put Tyler on the Lucas late model dirt series for a year or two. And then I would graduate him to trucks, and then maybe
he'd have to perform though. That would take a couple of years, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but where I'd rather, if I had all the money in the world, do you know where I'd rather put Tyler? In IRL. I'd rather put him in the Indy League.
Mm-hmm.
I think his skill set's better for that, because that's sketch. These NASCARs, they're so heavy and anybody can drive. Malcolm in the Middle can drive them. Meanwhile, you don't see Malcolm in the Middle getting in one of these IRL cars. Though I'd put him in an IRL car. I'd start him out in Indy Lights, and then I would move up from there, and then eventually have him in IRL. That's what I would do. Here's Malcolm in the Middle talking about his Craftsman truck ride.
Will I be back full-time in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series?
Morgan and Morgan.
He's racing the number 33 for Team Rayom. I will also.
You know what I need to do, Jay? Because we have clients and things like that, like the getabox.com, and we just signed an energy drink deal. And we got Skag, and we got Toyo tires, and we got clients.
Yeah.
I should get a hold of Jay. Don't you think I should get a hold of John Morgan is genuinely a good friend of mine. Like that. Like he's I can pick up the phone and get John Morgan on the phone right now. I should hit him up for a studio sponsorship. Don't you think?
Sure.
The Morgan and Morgan Studios.
Yeah, he would. I think that he would do that without
blinking.
Yeah. I'd say,
There's the Diaco Loft Studios.
No, no.
You guys got
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Here's
the answer is an absolute yes. He would do it in a second.
But here's the thing. I don't want to charge my friend. I don't want to.
No, I know.
You guys are here in carte blanche. You talk about your business all you want. I don't want you to have to pay me to be in the Diaco Studios. I don't want to.
I get that.
You know that.
No, I get that, and I was just trying to be funny, which I'm not usually very funny.
No, you're usually not.
But that your brother would be very easy.
You need to calm your brother down. He was full hot today.
Trying to be too funny.
And I know, yes, trying to be too funny. And we all know why. He told us why he was on edge today. Listen to this, Jay. Listen to this. This mother effer. So he comes in. The show literally, what would you say, was 30 seconds from going live?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're 30 seconds from going live, Jay. We're all putting our headphones on, And Dan makes this proclamation that we didn't even know about this particular situation he's in right now. We don't know about it. We've never heard about it. And he goes, we cannot talk about, and then he lays out this particular subject matter that every one of us would love to talk about. I mean, Seth, it took Seth probably everything internally not to blurt that out today.
Yeah,
I'm dying to know what it is now.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I probably don't know about it either. I learn on air what's going on in his
when
life.
Seth has something planted and he wants to get at it, he'll abide by the rules, but he'll also get you a little zib in there too.
Yeah, but I wouldn't cross the line with this for Dan.
You don't zib with Dan, do you?
Well, not on this.
Not on this.
No.
Yes. So I'll tell you, Jay, and we're like, what? He's like, yeah, we can't talk about this at all. Like, I don't want anybody talking about it. No jokes, no nothing. Like, Dan, we didn't even know about that. Like, we didn't even know that situation existed until you just told us that we can't talk about it. And now we want to talk about it more than anything. Like, be like you, Jay, saying, literally right before you go on the air, Jay, what's a super exotic car that you'd love to have right now that you don't?
I would say LaFerrari.
Okay, so we're getting ready to go on the air, and you go, hey guys, man, don't talk about that new LaFerrari I just bought, okay?
I just got it, but don't talk about it.
I literally drove it here today, but no talk about it, okay? We're like, what?
That wouldn't go well.
No, we'd be like, we couldn't, go to the parking lot fast enough to see it, and then we couldn't talk about it fast enough. But you're like, we can't talk about it. It's going to make sense when I tell you. It might, well, I don't know if Dan necessarily wants you knowing. You know what I'm saying, Lummy? I'm going to probably get a text from Dan saying, Ixnay on telling the J.A.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
So be full-time in the SRO GT4 America Championship, racing this beautiful Mustang GT4 car. Going to be with Tech Sport Racing.
That's a killer car. That looks fun right there.
Macho Man, is that car modeled after your car? This Mustang GT4, or is that like the next generation?
It's got tons of carbon. It's badass. It's got 850 horsepower stock, and it's got it's built for racing. It's got the struts in the back.
Yeah, you can see that it's not even made to put a passenger.
I'm saying the one you could buy in the store though is got all that too.
So they have a store version of this.
But yeah, and there's no back seats.
And what's the cost on that? $120?
No,
$140.
No, it's like $400.
Ooh, I don't think it's that much.
I'll look it up right now.
And co-driver Tyler.
Macho's saying he's hoping now. He was trying to save his nickels for it.
Jay Leno are the people getting them.
Stone, I cannot wait. It's going to be a crazy busy year. We've got the Malcolm reboot coming out as well. Just can't wait to get the season started and get on the racetrack.
Whatever.
327 stock.
Does it change?
Prices are over 600 now.
But does it change your mind on him that he drove the pace car in 2001 at the Daytona 500 and met Dale Earnhardt 30 seconds before he got in his car for the race?
Well, I drove the...
The last person that Dale Earnhardt saw was Frankie Muniz.
Really? That's what probably killed him.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
No, I just sent you a link for the consumer version on your messenger. It's badass.
Let me see here, Macho Man.
It just did a Nürburgring time under 7 minutes for the first time of an American car.
Here you go.
First time it's been done.
The Shelby Racing GT350R. Now, yours is a GT500 though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a little upsetting because mine's a 500 with less horsepower. So I definitely got to get the injectors changed to get that 1,000 horsepower in there.
So you can build and price it, right?
Yeah, the starting price is $327 before options. They're optioned out at $600 if you can get them, and they're only for Ford's most important customers.
So like Rob Elder.
Oh yeah, he could have gotten one of these.
Right, could have.
He probably still could.
Yeah, he still knows somebody over Ford. I'm trying to build and price one out, but it's not letting me. It's giving me the buffer. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like right there. Did you see this, Lummy? This postal worker. And you know what? I've recently gotten letters from fans that sending me gift cards and things like that, or something for Seth that looks like a greeting card or a birthday card or something like that, and it's been opened and retaped So even our local post office people do it.
You're saying they're siphoning cash?
Well, didn't we have a while there that...
Well, that was because they were investigating me. There was a year when I was over at Lemon Street that every piece of my mail was being opened because I was under some investigation or something like that. But this person was a postal worker. And, you know, Seth, when Grandma sends you a card, it's like one of those holiday cards. It's in a pink envelope. You know, it screams, I got a gift card or cash in it. And that's what this person did.
Social media, former U.S. postal carrier Marianne McDermott boasted about lavish trips to Hawaii, designer shopping sprees, and the piles of cash.
Postal carry.
She pulled in. But tonight, federal prosecutors in Southern California say she funded that luxurious lifestyle by stealing checks and credit cards out of the mail that she was meant to deliver.
Like the PPP checks and IRS checks. Though, you know, when you're a postal, when you're a postal deliverer, you get to know what these things look like. You're touching thousands of pieces of mail every day. You know what's in. You virtually know what's in everything you deliver.
How can you cash checks that big without
They go to these Amscot check cashing places.
McDermott, arrested in July after a complaint to the Postal Service hotline led them to a Home Depot, where prosecutors say surveillance footage appeared to catch the postal worker using a stolen card to buy this rug. Authorities executing a search warrant at her apartment late last year, finding stacks of cash, 113 credit and debit cards, 20 checks addressed to others, and a loaded ghost gun. Her seized luxury goods appraised at $21,000. According to a criminal complaint, McDermott told prosecutors how the scam worked.
McDermott!
Saying she would steal the debit or credit cards
listen to this.
directly from the mail. At times.
So, you know, like when, you know, that you're a pre-approved discoverer or something like that, you know, Seth, that you get a pre-approved credit card.
Man.
She would just take it.
Yeah.
And just jack it up.
That's way easier than trying to cash a check.
Yeah.
Cardholders' social security numbers to activate the cards. Also, sometimes obtaining fake phone numbers through an app to conceal herself when making the activation call. Telling investigators, quote, I tried to change the way I moved.
Well, not only did the search warrant yield incriminating evidence, the defendant apparently
This would be a good case if my boy Tom Simon was still active.
offered a confession to her crimes. This is essentially an airtight case for the government. No surprise.
Look at that money.
Look at her name on Instagram.
What is it?
Let me see you say it.
That this defendant came in very quickly.
Yo, effing mom.
To plead guilty.
McDermott would then head to places like the Apple Store and use the stolen cards to make purchases. Prosecutors say she also worked with co-conspirators to cash checks in other people's names, using fake IDs or to sell the cards she didn't use herself, making about $500 each time. She even talked about targeting EDD cards, investigators saying those are prepaid debit cards used in California to distribute payments for those on unemployment, disability, and paid family leave. McDermott is behind bars tonight after pleading guilty to bank fraud and agreeing to hand over more than $8,000 in cash, a Rolex watch, and designer items from fashion houses like Hermès.
How much time is she getting?
And Balenciaga.
And with that, Yasmin joins us now in studio. So, Yasmin, how much time could this former postal carrier face? And then what was some of the other evidence they had in this case?
So, sentencing is coming in the fall. Up to 30 years in prison is what
hell yeah.
she is facing. But according to the complaint, they had mounted a camera inside her mail truck. And they saw her essentially sorting the mail, pouring out some of the mail onto a shelf inside the mail truck. This is all according to the complaint. And then putting some of the mail then into her mail bag. And they believe that is what, in fact, she was bringing home and then subsequently using.
Absolutely.
And that is part of the evidence that we're now seeing in the side complaint. And then looking, of course, to the sentencing in the fall.
Because, I mean, when you're delivering the mail, you know what gift cards look like. You know what pre-approved credit cards look like. You know what government checks look like. You know all that. You're touching 1,000 pieces of mail a day, so you know, like muscle memory. You get to know what everything is.
I think about being a mailman sometimes.
I think you do. I think this might only accelerate the process.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
mailman gives me a lot of people in my neighborhood's mail. He's not normally he's got right 80% of the time. I don't know how tedious that would be to have to separate addresses and shit like that.
Yeah, I think working at the postal office versus actually being a delivery person.
Oh yeah,
two different existences.
Oh yeah, I'd want to be out walking around delivering.
Yeah, because we have a guy we've known for years. He's like, he's our guy.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's great to have a good mailman or mailwoman.
For sure.
I had a great rapport with one of mine a couple houses ago. I was running to get my cards from him every day in the mail, and he told me he collected coins.
Really?
Yeah, we would talk sometimes.
So he knew the importance of getting you your cards.
He did. I miss him.
They won't even let me build.
I did. I got one back there.
But look, they won't even let me build one. Look.
Well, that's what it's saying
we got
on their
39 left in 8 minutes.
Okay, so
it's really slow.
Dude, imagine walking like 6.5 miles in one day.
Yeah, I did it.
Which
for work.
I just didn't do the sound system.
What would be
at the bottom?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want Ricardo seats, I didn't want that.
What's up, Dirt Merchant?
Okay,
What's
let's
up,
just say
Danny?
you did,
You want the magnetic dampening system.
I would do shoulders. I would lift weights as I was walking.
I did automatic.
Okay, there's this.
What's up, Jay?
Strike, delete.
No, you want strike.
Okay, you want
automatic.
Go Sage.
You don't want the manual?
GAUX. What's up, Lou?
All right, you want the red with white logo, probably.
Yep, absolutely. And the carbon fiber wing.
Carbon fiber wing.
What's up,
Carbon
Pappy
fiber
Jeff?
roof.
25.
Andy,
Pappy.
carbon fiber roof.
125. Jay.
That's not the car. I was talking the GTD.
What's up, Permagram?
Oh, it's okay. This is the 350R.
Okay, I was talking about the GTD one that just went to Nürburgring.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. That's the special one. I'm just talking about the average Joe one.
Just no gated communities
That's a hell of a car still, too.
I really like it.
I don't want to know any codes. I just want to go open neighborhoods.
Dirt Merchant, what up? Permagrum, come on.
I can be your mailman, baby.
Hey, I got an 11 o'clock pod.
Yeah, I'm set.
Okay, good.
It has...
What's up, Jay Bowler?
Where is the horsepower on this thing? I want to say it's 800.
Because the one we can get is 850.
It's the one that's specific track, it's the specific track one.
Right. It's a lot less weight than it probably.
Yeah, it's a different one. It's just,
Coming up on Thursday, Dua Lipa. Do you think she's hot? Call now.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, man. Come on, guys, smash that like button.
The globes.
Get there. 27 left. 6 minutes.
Oh man, we're not gonna make it.
6 minutes. Like
Lummy, we're not gonna fucking make it. They better hit it. It's gonna ruin the day. It's gonna ruin the fucking day if they don't hit it.
Dun 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 dun
27.
dun. Nah, you got time. That's not gonna happen.
Gonna ruin the fucking day.
25. Come on. 25 and 5.
You know motherfuckers start taking away their thumbs.
You think so?
Well, I think we lose some when we kick them out.
I kicked some people out today.
I think it kicks off their thumbs for us.
Oh no!
15. 15 at 5. 985.
Yeah.
What's up, Medic?
10.
10 more left.
10.
Let's do this before the break is over. We got 40 seconds.
10. Come on, people, please.
I won't be counting thumbs on Thursday and Friday.
7 left.
Whatever happens, happens.
Gene will be there. You got him counting.
Oh yeah. We got 1,000 last time without. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I came early. 2 more left. You got it. All right.
We hit it! Did it!
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Lummy, we were sweating a little bit, got right down to the right down there to...
I think that's chat screwing with you, though. I think they like to do that, but they come through for us every time.
Chat hates me.
No, they don't.
Clement Kush, we'll call it 15. 15, gotta get it out. We only got a 30-minute Clement Kush today, 15 to 45. And then I got a one-on-one, a Bubba podcast one-on-one. I got one today with Matt Cox, and then one tomorrow, Lummy, before I leave town. Jay, we appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate you. Have a great week.
I'll walk you out and tell you Dan's secret.
Please.
I've not got a text from Dan that has said, don't tell my brother. So It's probably something you already know.
Maybe not.
He probably doesn't want Steve to know. Clement Kush, 15 after. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repent.